The Epic Casebook. In which Inspector Carr investigates.
You've often heard me say, whilst interrogating a self-confessed murderer, that no one has the right to take the law into his or her hands. That I cannot stress strongly enough. And those who set themselves up as executioners outside the machinery of the law must be punished. Yet, a policeman knows better than most that there are times when the victim has goaded his assassin to a point where the crime might easily come under the heading of manslaughter, and not be judged as a premeditated act of murder. However, that is for the court to decide, not your police officer. The victim in tonight's story was a stinker of the first order. As I delved into the background leading up to his death, the man became more and more repulsive in my eyes. Yet, he was murdered, and it was my job to find out why and how, and of course, who. Let me tell you about it. I've called my story, Till Death Do Us Part. As you no doubt gathered, I titled this week's story, Till Death Do Us Part, because marriage and murder were very much part of the crime's pattern. Carr?
Operations here, Inspector.
Yes, Ops.
Call's just come through.
Oh, don't tell me. In 20 minutes it'll be the witching hour and I'm off duty.
Afraid so, sir. Man found battered to death. Dr. Macpherson is on the scene, sir.
The senior police surgeon, 20 minutes to 12. I thought he'd be in bed by now. Went off duty early to attend a lecture at the Royal Institute.
Well, sir, he sends his compliments and says he's at 48 Wilberforce Crescent, South Kensington, sir.
Oh, if Dr. Mack says it's murder, then it's murder, all right. Okay, Ops, organise transport.
That's number 48, sir.
Oh. The lights are ablaze in the downstairs room. I see that Dr. Macpherson's car's outside. Well, you can return to the yard, driver.
Oh, very good, sir.
Oh, quick work, Carr. Still wearing your black tie. Now, how did you...
I was cutting through Wilberforce Crescent when I saw this young woman running along the pavement, screaming at the top of her voice. What is it?
I can't go back. He'll murder me. I know he will.
He?
My husband. I must get a policeman. My baby's in there fast asleep. The man's mad. I tell you, he's mad. He even threatened to...
Is that your house where the front door's open?
Yes, but he's wild. I must get hold of a
Please,
policeman.
come back with me. No harm will come to you. I happen to be a police surgeon. No one seems to be following you. You're trembling. You need a sedative, young lady. Come on. You'd better take a couple as soon as we get back to your house. Well, Carr, we walked back here into this house through their living room, and I found a man she says was her husband who was lying on the floor. He was dead.
Murdered? Well, couldn't it have been...
I know what you're going to say. The wife could have struck him whilst they were quarrelling. It may not necessarily have been murder, if her own life was in danger. But wait till you get inside, you'll see what I mean.
I followed my friend and colleague into the house. Through a narrow hallway shaped like the letter L, at the end of the right angle was a further door. It was open, and the framework revealed the body of a man, his head lying in a pool of blood. Nearby, a heavy brass poker.
Yeah, I thought it was rather strange. Not a sound as Mrs. Jeffries and I entered the room. Well, as soon as I saw this, the lack of noise ceased to be a mystery.
Is that the name, Jeffries?
Just take a look at the body. You see that? Now, that blow has almost cracked the back of his skull in two.
Yeah.
Now, that wasn't warding off an assault. Besides, whoever killed him struck from behind.
Therefore premeditation, therefore murder.
Exactly, Carr.
Yeah.
Now, Mrs. Jeffries is under. I had to sedate her. As soon as she saw her husband lying there, she had the screaming hysterics. I had the greatest difficulty in giving her a jab with a needle.
I see. You say there's a child upstairs?
As soon as the injection began to take effect, I persuaded Mrs. Jeffries into her bedroom. Now, above are the servants' quarters. They are away. The wife is in hospital and her hubby's got the weekend off. Now, opposite the bedroom, there's a child's nursery. Kid can't be more than 2 or 3 years old. Poor little nipper is going to wake up to a sad and tragic world.
Just a minute, Mac. Judging by the amount of blood that flowed and the condition of the carpet and your own account as to what happened tonight, it means one of two things. Either Mrs. Jeffries clobbered her husband while his back was turned and then went running into the street shouting blue murder, hoping to get away with a charge of manslaughter or self-defense. Or, if what she told you is true, someone, in the couple of minutes between the time she ran out of the house and the time you arrived here, murdered him.
You mean there was a third party in the house tonight?
That's a possibility. That doesn't mean that Mrs. Jeffries was aware of his presence.
For that matter, the killer could have nipped into the house and been hiding in the garden. I wouldn't have seen him, not with that tall privet hedge. I tell you this, he's not been dead more than 10 minutes. Oh dear, she's very deeply sedated, but a mother's instinct, you know. If Mrs. Jeffries wakes now, you'll not be able to get any coherent statement from her.
Okay, Mac, now you go out and see if you can pacify the child. I'll take a look around. That poker might reveal something interesting. Brass is an ideal metal for showing up prints.
All right, I'll be down in a moment.
Right. Oh, is this the telephone you used to get through to the yard?
Ah, it is.
Right.
Operations.
Carr here. I'm speaking from the address you gave me. Dr. McPherson's here. The name is Jeffries. Just a minute, Ops. I'll see if I can get his Christian name. Here's an envelope. It's Martin Jeffries.
Martin.
Check, Ops. You've got the address. I want to find out all about him. Judging by the residential area and the way the house is furnished, he's obviously a man of means.
Very good, sir.
And I want a print man over here right away. I haven't looked at the murder weapon yet. It's a large, heavy brass poker. Prints may come up under my microscope.
Will do, sir.
Tell the night duty officer at X branch I can't wait till morning. Time is of the essence. I want to know everything about his wife.
Right, sir. Will you be back at the yard tonight, sir?
I can't tell yet. I should be off duty by now. Oh, send a docket through to ACO's office. They like to know what's happening.
Very good, sir.
Oh, and one other thing, Ops, the body. The quicker we can get the corpse out of the house, the better. Send an ambulance right away. Won't take more than a few minutes for me to make an appreciation of the situation, as my military friends would say.
Will do, sir.
Right, bye.
That money must be worth a few thousand.
I'm afraid I wasn't paying much attention to it. It's all so bizarre. If she murdered him, why does she go running into the street? Why not undress and go to bed and pretend the first inkling she has of the tragedy was when she came down to breakfast?
On the other hand, if she didn't kill him, is she shielding a lover? Maybe a husband arrives home, finds his wife in another man's arms, they quarrel, a lover picks up the poker...
Just a minute, Mac. In the first place, Mr. Jeffries is minus his shoes, his coat and his tie. Oh, there are the shoes, neatly tucked away under that sofa. I saw a jacket thrown across the chair in the hallway. Did Madam look as though she'd just arrived home? Could she have surprised hubby in the arms of his mistress?
Now, that's an angle I never thought of. No, as you'll see, she's wearing a skirt and a blouse. The upper middle class who can afford this kind of living room don't go out at night in that sort of attire.
Did she say what they were quarrelling over?
No, she seemed far too frightened and hysterical.
Well, the child seems at peace with the world. A boy or a girl?
So, boy, he's a sweet little chap. I just touched his shoulder and he was sleeping as peaceful as children can sleep. Hey, well, where do we go from here, Carr?
Well, I know where you're going. Get some shut-eye. I've cased this room, but not very thoroughly. Haven't gone through his private papers.
Just a minute. There's another thought. We're being conditioned by the husband and wife's quarrel. Supposing it was a perfect stranger, supposing as soon as Mrs. Jeffries ran into the street crying blue murder, it was some man intent on robbery and cracks the skull of Jeffries, but is interrupted by the return of the wife and me.
You mean ran out the back way?
Why not? We haven't really tested the tradesman's entrance or any of the rear windows for that
True,
matter.
Mac, true. But somehow tenuous. I'll tell you one thing, though.
And what's that?
Either husband or wife or both are interested in the theatre. There are all those copies of the theatrical world. You see, the bookshelves are filled with works by James Agate, Shaw. There's a learned volume on that German playwright Brecht. I wonder if she used to be or is an actress. Her frenzied hysterics would then deceive even you, my dear Mac.
No. I've never been an actress. And I told you the truth, Doctor.
Now, you should still be asleep.
You did say you were a doctor. You shouldn't have made me sleep. Oh, no, I can't bear to look at him. I hated Martin. He hated me, but I wouldn't wish this on him.
Come into another room, Mrs. Jeffries. My friend is Chief Inspector Carr of New Scotland Yard.
Do you feel up to making a statement, Mrs. Jeffries? You realize your husband's been murdered, don't you?
Yes. Oh, I don't know. It's all a nightmare.
Mrs. Jeffries, in this sort of situation, we have to be heartless in order that justice is done as speedily as possible. Now, I take it there are no servants on the premises, Wasn't there somewhere where your small son can spend the remainder of the night? It's barely 1 o'clock. Very soon heavy-footed policemen will be tramping all over the place. Are your parents living in London?
My mother's dead. My father lives in Wilberforce Street, just around the corner.
Do you mind if I phone him?
No. Yes, I do mind. My father will be fast asleep.
Well, what about your... Stephen, isn't
Mummy!
it? Oh, dear, oh, dear.
Mummy!
Look, perhaps, Mrs. Jeffries, you'd better...
Yes, darling. Mummy's here. All right, gentlemen. All right. But please let me go and talk to my son.
What do you mean by all right, Mrs. Jeffries?
I confess. I murdered my husband. I killed him with the poker.
The distraught young woman ran out of the room. Dr. Macpherson and I could hear her weeping bitterly as she leapt up the stairs to minister to her small son. It just didn't make sense, particularly as the magnifying glass revealed smudges where fingerprints should be, signs that someone had taken care to remove any telltale clues.
You're not going to take that confession seriously, are you, Carr?
If she persists in it, yes, I must. Let's come and take a look at the back of the house while we're waiting for the ambulance and the print men.
Aye, that's a good idea. There's a door just at the back of the stairs. That looks as though it leads into the kitchen.
Yes. Now, let's have some light on the subject. There's the back door.
It's locked, all right.
Oh.
Now, this is a tradesman's entrance. Leads into the alley that divides these houses from the back of Palmerston Crescent.
Oh, when you went upstairs, Mac, did you notice any windows open?
No, I looked specially. They're all closed, including the servants' rooms.
What about the bathroom? I'm thinking of the drain pipe outside.
Securely bolted.
Oh, well, then there's nothing for it. Somebody entered the house through the front door. But who? Oh. Well, I'm going to take that. Yes, hello.
Is that Sloane 5843?
Speaking.
Is Mrs. Jeffrey there, please?
I'll call her. Who is that?
This is her father speaking.
Oh, just a moment.
Was that the telephone?
Yes, your father's on the phone.
My father. Hello, Dad. Oh, Daddy, something terrible's happened. Martin's dead. I killed him, Daddy.
Oh.
Do you understand? I killed him.
What on earth are you saying? I'll be right over.
No fingerprints on this poker, sir.
Careful.
Those minute hairs and the dried blood will be needed for forensic evidence, so there's no doubt they came from the man's body. Well, I don't think there's anything more I can do. See you tomorrow, Carr. You going to stay here long?
Well, it sounds as though the man I'm waiting for has arrived. That's the girl's father.
Mr. Askell is here, sir.
Oh, good.
Where's my daughter? Hey, was that Martin?
Well, they'll be taking him away in the ambulance. Yes, I'm Chief Inspector Carr, New Scotland Yard. This is our senior police surgeon, Dr. Macpherson. I take
My name is Haskell. George Haskell. He was my son-in-law. What happened?
Speaking medically, your son-in-law died from brain hemorrhage caused by a violent blow to the cranium.
Mr. Haskell, your daughter has confessed to the crime.
My poor child. She's trying to shield me. I killed him.
I see. George Haskell, I arrest you for the murder of your son-in-law. I must warn you that anything you now say will be taken down and used in evidence against you. You understand that?
I understand. Do you want me to go with you now?
Would you like to tell me what happened?
Well, you know what happened. I killed him with a poker.
You killed him with a poker? Why?
But because he was slowly driving my daughter mad. The man was cruel, a sadistic beast. Every time my daughter threatened to leave him, he'd laugh and say, "Go, go by all means, but little Stephen stays with me." Every time I threatened to cut off their allowance, he'd sneer and say it was all right by him if I wanted to see my daughter and my grandson starve.
What did your son-in-law do?
Do? Oh, for a living, you mean? Martin Jeffries was a reasonably good actor until he persuaded my daughter that he would love and cherish her when she became his wife. From that day on, he's done nothing but gamble and torture my daughter with stories of his sexual exploits, but never in front of a witness so that she could get a divorce. Oh, no, always when they were alone. And that's when he started to strike her. Once he even thrashed my grandson. Oh, he might barely 3 years old.
And that's why you killed him?
Yes, sir, that's why I killed him. May we not go now before my...
Daddy!
Oh.
Daddy!
There, my child, please. It's all right. I told the inspector everything. Now, why don't you and Stephen go to Aunt Louise? All right, Inspector, I'm ready when you are.
Oh, no! No, he didn't do it! I did it!
Please, Mrs. Jeffries, for your baby's sake.
Robbie!
Oh, look,
Robbie!
Mrs. Jeffries, you'd better go back to him.
Yes. Yes, I'm going.
Mr. Haskell, at what time did you strike your son-in-law this evening?
Oh, not more than an hour and a half, 2 hours ago.
Oh, that's about right. What were you doing here?
I came to see my daughter. She was out. She was running up the street. I ran in and said, "What have you done to my daughter?" I picked up the poker and, as his laughing, sneering face stared at mine, I struck him. Do you hear? I struck him.
On his face? Where?
I don't know. On the temple, I suppose. We were shouting at each other.
I see. You're sure you struck him on the temple?
Why, yes. Why? Where was he struck?
Well, don't you know, Mr. Haskell?
Let me through, you fool. Yes, he didn't do it. Father, what on earth do you think you're doing?
Go back home. Peter, you have to keep out of this.
The sergeant at the door says that my father's confessed to murdering Martin.
The sergeant's a stupid cot. He talks too much.
Please go. Don't interfere. There's nothing that you can do. In a moment of misguided love for her father, your sister has confessed to a murder which I committed.
Gail confessed? Inspector Carr, this is like some awful black comedy. I did it. My father's covering up for my sister, and my sister is covering up for me.
How did you kill him?
I hit him with a blood-stained poker.
That's a very interesting answer psychologically, Mr. Peter Haskell.
What do you mean?
Well, you couldn't have killed your brother-in-law with a blood-stained poker. The act of murder caused the bloodstains. Is it because someone told you that the murder weapon is now all blood-stained?
I tell you, I murdered Martin. Isn't that enough?
According to the law, a confession cannot be used as evidence unless it's made in front of a magistrate, which means I have to pull the confessor in and bring him before the beak in the morning. Now, I'm going to look silly if I present the three of you. Now, who's covering up for who? Oh, before anybody speaks, I must tell you, Mr. George Haskell, that I'm convinced you know something about the murder, but
He doesn't. He...
Look, he rings this house at this time of night, expresses no surprise at a strange voice answering the phone, and calmly inquires whether Mrs. Jeffries is here. Why did you phone, Mr. Haskell? Was it because your son had just returned home to confess that he'd killed his brother-in-law?
I don't have to answer anything until I've seen my solicitor. I've confessed. Take me away.
Your father didn't even know the nature of the wound that killed Mr. Jeffries, but you did.
Of course I did. I've confessed. Isn't that enough? When did you strike the man with the poker, Mr. Haskell? At what time was it? I heard my sister shouting, "Help! Help!" I ran out of the front door, leapt over the hedge which divides our two gardens, ran to this house and clobbered him. And I'm not going to pretend I'm sorry. What do you want to do? Put handcuffs on me? Well, what's the problem?
Were you wearing gloves at the time? Did you wait to put gloves on?
That's not a very funny question, Inspector.
I'm not in the habit of being funny when a man's killed while his back's turned. Why don't you all tell me the truth?
I'll tell you the truth, Inspector.
Don't, my child, please. Just think of my grandson.
Well, why didn't you believe me, sir? Yes, I was wearing gloves. It's a freezing cold night, and you've been wearing gloves, and so is this doctor.
I take it they're your gloves on the hall stand.
You have an observant eye, Mr. Haskell? Of course. Peter Haskell.
Are you the man that wrote that bestseller, Out of the Shadows? A most ingenious murder plot.
Shall we go? I take it you want to book me in at the police station? That is the jargon, isn't it, Inspector? To be booked in when one is arrested.
I'm going to ask the three of you to stay in this room. I want you to discuss this matter amongst yourselves, and I want you to bear in mind that making a false confession is a serious offence. Now, Dr. Macpherson and I are going back to where the unfortunate man is lying. Any moment from now, the ambulance will take his body away. I know that you're withholding information. Now, talk about it amongst yourselves. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Let's go, man. The two of us left the trio and made our way back to the scene of the crime. The fact that Peter Haskell was the well-known crime writer was an important factor in my deliberations. As I said to Dr. Macpherson, doesn't add up, does it, Mac? This Peter Haskell wouldn't kill so brutally and clumsily.
Well, I don't agree, Carr. None of them is type to commit brutal murder, but the fact that this man was maltreating Haskell's sister could cause him to lose all self-control.
All right, see, Red hit him with his fists, but the physical act of going to that fireplace over there, reaching for the poker, doesn't suggest a sudden loss of control. It's a clear, deliberate desire to kill. Now, let's take another look at that poker. Now, look at this, Mac. Now, these are old fingerprints which have been smudged. No one had time to wipe this poker clean. They must have heard you and Mrs. Jeffries returning. Of course! Who else? I'm going back into the living room. Well, anybody got anything to tell me?
We haven't had 5 minutes. And it's all right, we don't need it. I'm now convinced that my sister didn't kill Martin. My father's been covering up for me, as you gathered. We knew that he'd been murdered.
By we, you mean the three of you?
No, no, no. I told you the truth when I said that I leapt over the hedge and entered this house. I heard them quarrelling. I worried for my sister's safety. I heard her rushing out into the road. I ran into Martin's study. He was lying on the floor with his head split open. I thought my sister did it. I went back home, and when my father questioned me...
Peter told me that he killed Martin.
We both...
Never mind that now. What's the name of your servant?
But he's away.
Please, Mrs. Jeffries, he may be innocent, but I want him picked up tonight, or rather, I should say this morning.
Well, you can't think that Palmer is...
Madam, either one of you is guilty, or it's your servant. There can be no other possibility. Well, I'm keeping a sergeant here tonight. I'm going to get some shut-eye. Carr?
Operations here, Inspector. It worked, sir. As soon as the armoured police told Palmer that if he didn't come clean, Mrs. Jeffries would be arrested for murder, he broke down and confessed, sir. Seems he stayed too long in the pub and missed his train.
So he returned home using the back door, as he normally did, heard his mistress shouting help, rushed into the study and clobbered his boss. That the story?
Yes, sir. He ran out of the back door, locked it. Swears he would have confessed eventually, but...
Probably telling the truth. Running back to his own hometown was a natural thing to do. Okay, Ops, my thanks to Yarmouth. Tell them we're sending an escort to bring Palmer back to London.
Very good, sir.
Well, Mac, did you hear that?
Aye, poor chap. He won't be able to get away with a plea of self-defence. He might have done if he hadn't struck Jeffries on the back of the head.
True, but what with the evidence of the Haskell family, they won't be able to pin a murder rap on him. I hope he doesn't get too stiff a sentence.
Now,
what is it, Mac?
It's pretty clear that the Haskells didn't kill Jeffries the way they told their stories, but why did you look to Palmer as being the killer?
Because it had to be Palmer, don't you see?
Because he was the only one, other than his employers, who had a key to the back door.
A contributory factor, but not only that, there was the all-important matter of... In their agitation, the wife and her relatives rushed out into the cold night without wearing gloves. And yet, when we examined the poker... Now look at this, Mac. And these are old fingerprints which have been smudged. By someone wearing gloves, of course. And that someone had to be the servant Palmer. He was found guilty of manslaughter under extenuating circumstances and given the minimum sentence allowed under the law.
The Epic Casebook was produced by Michael Silver with Hugh Russ as Inspector Carr. Listen again next Thursday night at 9:30 to another exciting story from our... Epic Casebook.
Große Sophie Tafel.
The makers of Epic Pure Sunflower Oil, Purine and Pret Cooking Fat, Yum Yum Peanut Butter, Maple Margarine, and Niblets Cheese Twists present the Epic Casebook. In which Inspector Carr investigates.
Good evening. It will not have escaped the notice of regular listeners to my Casebook of Crime that there are clearly defined organizations to deal with matters of British security. Now, when I say security, I don't just mean it in its generally accepted sense, that is, safeguarding the military and political secrets necessary to a country's defense. I mean security in all its ramifications. Keeping a country and its people secure from the effects of lawlessness, industrial unrest, economic upheaval. From time to time, my stories have featured the ramifications of MI5, or the Special Branch. Yet, despite opinion to the contrary, any death, where murder is suspected, is handled by the Criminal Investigation Department of a police force, and not by what are commonly known as the Cloak and Dagger Boys, even if the persons concerned are known to be actively engaged in political or diplomatic negotiations of the most confidential nature. Why all this? Because the story I'm going to tell you tonight concerns the death of someone who, in his lifetime, became one of Britain's most distinguished Foreign Office officials. His name was Sir Rowland Makepeace. I've called my story The Threads of Death. The unusual aspect of Sir Rowland Makepeace's death can be gauged from the way operations brought matters to my notice. Carr?
Operations here, Inspector.
No, who's been murdered this time?
Well, sir, we don't know that he has been murdered.
He? Who in the name of goodness is he? And if a murder hasn't been reported, why are you telephoning the duty officer of the murder squad?
Well, sir, it was first reported to the Foreign Office.
Foreign Office?
Yes, sir. We've just had a Mr. William Banbury from the Foreign Office on the line. He's coming down to see you, sir.
Mr. Banbury, is he?
That's right, sir. Seems as though there's some doubt as to whether the man found dead was murdered or committed suicide. You may have heard of him, sir. His name is Sir Rowland Makepeace.
Makepeace? Oh, yes, I've seen his name in the newspapers. How was he killed, do you know?
No, sir. Wouldn't give any more information.
Oh, well, if he wouldn't, he wouldn't. All we can do is await his arrival. Mr. William Banbury could not have been bettered as the epitome of the British Foreign Office official. Tall, with a slightly stooping academic air and a deceptively slow manner of speech, he painted a word picture that was succinctly clear in a matter of minutes.
A servant found Sir Rowland hanging from a rope less than 30 minutes ago. Now, Inspector, there's nothing to indicate that he was murdered. Without going into the whys and wherefores, I must tell you that Sir Rowland was head of our Eastern European Division and was on the point of preparing a memorandum that would profoundly affect the member states of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization.
Mr. Banbury, you wouldn't have got in touch with Scotland Yard unless you yourself were pretty certain that this gentleman was murdered. Have you any other reasons for suspecting foul play other than some foreign power wanting to stop him issuing his memorandum?
Well, it's not quite as simple as that.
Oh?
I myself think he was murdered. Assuming it was suicide, we still need your help. I might as well tell you that the servant who found the body is a member of our security organization.
Well, how can we be of help if we do decide the gentleman committed suicide?
Well, it's now 9:30. It's going to be absolutely impossible to keep Sir Rowland's death a secret. By midday, the papers are going to carry the story. If it's suicide, certain overseas newspapers will play it up tremendously. They'll say that Sir Rowland took his life because he didn't want to be a party to wicked intrigue against the Balkan states. You realize that this memorandum he was preparing was due to be presented to NATO in 10 days' time. It must be murder.
Because Sir Roland Makepeace was not the sort of man to take his own life?
Well, frankly, at the moment, I'm not concerned with the dead man's reputation. Inspector Carr, we want it to be murder. If we can demonstrate that Sir Roland Makepeace forfeited his life, died because of his efforts to reach an understanding with Yugoslavia, we can go to the conference table with the knowledge and show that one of Britain's top Foreign Office officials was murdered by the enemies of Yugoslavia as well as Britain. On the other hand, if by then the inquest brings in a verdict of suicide, the ground will be cut from under our feet.
Can't you prevent the inquest?
Impossible to do. I wish we could. But the law says that an inquest must be held within a reasonable space of time after death. If we break the law, the boys on the other side will play that up too. Get the message?
Loud and clear. Except for one thing. Supposing I investigate his death, and my conclusions are that this gentleman took his own life. What happens then?
We at the Foreign Office will have to bow to the inevitable. I'm hoping and praying it is murder.
Well, we'd better get cracking. I assume you've brought me all the relevant facts concerning Sir Roland's age, background.
Of course. I've got his personal security file here. You'll find ample reasons for rejecting the theory of suicide. He was a man in late middle age, a charming wife, 3 married children, 5 grandchildren. Was completely integrated in every way.
No financial worries? Gambling, anything of that sort?
None.
Okay. What's the address?
106 Ensley Gardens, Knightsbridge.
Who's in the house now? In other words, who knows of Sir Roland's death?
No one except Lady Makepeace and the household staff.
Local police haven't been brought in?
No, you see, 2 of his staff are highly trained security men with an elementary knowledge of first aid. Sir Roland was dead when they cut him down.
Who cut him down?
The butler.
All right, Mr. Banbury, leave it to me. This is the very first time in my checkered police career that I'm going to the scene of a death hoping that the person lost his life because of a deliberate act of murder. Have you sent anyone from security?
Yes, there'll be a chap outside, Miller. He'll meet you and take you in.
I don't want to arouse more curiosity than necessary, but I have to arrange for fingerprint experts, photographers. Of course, the body will be examined by our own police surgeon.
Of course.
And one other thing, mustn't take this amiss. While I'm in charge of the investigation, I am in charge. In other words, I don't want any of your plainclothes men coming up to me and flaunting MI5 cards. Security or no security, the scene of his death will be my zone of investigation, and I will give the instructions, right?
Perfectly all right.
Just one last thing. Where was the body found?
In his study.
Excuse me a moment.
Yes, Inspector?
My compliments to the senior police surgeon. Tell Dr. Macpherson that an extremely urgent case has cropped up. Would he meet me at transport in 5 minutes?
Very good, sir.
Well, I'll get back to Whitehall. Terrible, terrible business. If you need me urgently, Sir Roland's valet will get me on the special line.
Special line?
From their residence to security.
Oh, right. Thank you very much. If I need you, I'll call on you. Together with my friend, the senior police surgeon, I set out for Ensley Gardens, giving the worthy doctor all the information vouchsafed by Mr. Banbury. We were met by Banbury's MI5 man, Miller.
Study's on the right, gentlemen. You're Inspector Carr, I take it.
Yes, that's right. This is Dr. Macpherson, senior police surgeon.
How do you do? Lady Makepeace is resting. Poor woman, she's quite distraught. I gave instructions that no one was to touch anything. That's the study.
Now then, let's check our watches. What time did you make it, Mac?
10 minutes past 10.
You, Miller?
Ditto.
Do you want me to get the estimated time now?
Yes, Mac, and try not to touch the clothes. The dead man was lying on a sofa that ran along one side of the study wall. In the center of the high ceiling was a chandelier, baroque in its splendor. From it dangled a thin nylon rope. About 2 feet away was an overturned occasional table.
Well, he seems to have taken the precaution of removing his jacket and tie
I'm afraid I'll have to loosen his collar.
Well, there's no reason why you shouldn't. It was the rope, all right, wasn't it? It's a pretty ugly wheel. Not the sort of thing one wants to look at 10:30 in the morning.
It looks suicide, all right. But why remove the jacket and tie?
And why not the shoes? I should have thought that it would be suicide, particularly the meticulous sort of individuals Sir Roland appears to have been, would have removed his shoes before stepping onto what looks like a highly expensive and beautifully polished table. Look, Mac. Look at that dried mud on his shoes. It was raining cats and dogs all night.
I don't know. A man so worked up as to be on the point of hanging himself wouldn't worry about spoiling a table.
That's not the point. Once a person plans his suicide, which he did if we accept suicide, and goes to the extent of removing his jacket and his tie, it would be almost a reflex action to remove his shoes. Now, it's pretty obvious that when he was cut down, he was placed on that sofa.
I can tell you about that.
I'm sorry to have kept you waiting. I heard voices and I came down. They should have told me you were here. It's all like something out of an American film, isn't it? I still find it difficult to accept. Are you some of my husband's colleagues?
I wish I could have introduced myself under better circumstances, Lady Makepeace. My name is Carr, Inspector Carr, New Scotland Yard. This is Dr. Macpherson, our senior police surgeon.
How do you do?
How do you do, Lady Makepeace?
I suppose you've come for information. Is it for the inquest? Will they say that he took his life while of unsound mind? I don't believe it. Roland was tired, overworked, worried about the NATO conference. Oh, I'm sorry.
Is there somewhere we could talk, Lady Makepeace?
Yes, of course. Come through here.
I'll leave it to you, Mac. When you're finished, you can take the car and the driver. I'll ring when I'm ready to leave.
All right, you are.
Perhaps we could talk in the music room.
You say your husband was overworked, tired. Was he depressed at all?
Sometimes. His was a thankless job, Inspector. So selfish. I keep thinking what the publicity is going to do to my children and my grandchildren at school. Please sit down.
Thank you. Well, of course, we shall see to it that there is a minimum of publicity.
The thought of an inquest terrifies me. People will be talking about my husband as though... Oh, forgive me.
And publicity is inevitable, Lady Makepeace, whenever an inquest is held, but there may not be an inquest.
But...
Lady Makepeace, it seems to me that there is a strong possibility that your husband did not take his own life.
I don't understand.
I can't justify it at the moment, but I think your husband was murdered.
Oh, how horrible. Then they followed him. Oh, I must have known something like this would happen.
Eh?
Yes, strange people.
You realize, Lady Makepeace, that a man of such importance would have security people following him in order to protect him?
Protect him? How protected was he? I knew it. I couldn't accept the thought that Roland killed himself. Even if he was on the verge of a nervous breakdown, he'd never do a thing like that.
Do you think he was?
I don't know. He used to come home, say he had an uneasy feeling that people were following him. People who didn't belong to security.
I see. I'm sorry to have to ask you this, Lady Makepeace. When did you see your husband alive last?
Yesterday, about midday. Oh, dear. I've got a feeling I'm deceiving you, Inspector, that I'm not telling you the truth.
I gazed at the grey-haired lady sitting upright in her chair and wondered whether she was holding something back, something vital to my investigation. Why did you use the phrase, not telling me the truth, Lady Makepeace?
Because I would rather my husband was the victim of a murderer than the humiliating thought that Roland was willing to leave us all just like that. We who loved and respected him so much. It must have been murder, yet it looked like suicide. Oh, I'll never forget the sight as long as I live. All those shouts from the butler.
Good heavens! Lady Makepeace! Lady Makepeace! My lady, come quickly!
What on earth's the matter, Hobson?
It's Sir Roland. He's hanged himself.
I rushed into the study. Hobson cut the rope. Then I went to my room. I didn't want to lose control in front of the servants.
May I suggest, Lady Makepeace, that you go and rest. And thank you for spending so much time with me. I'll go and catch Dr. Macpherson. He's probably still in the study.
I'm about through. What a way to end one's life. And they say he was a brilliant diplomat. Did you learn anything?
He was murdered, all right, Mac. There's absolutely no reason for this man to have taken his own life.
Who knows what prompts a man to commit suicide? For all we know, he might have been selling secrets to a foreign power and was afraid of discovery. I estimated time of death about 2:30.
Now, you've been reading too many lurid espionage stories, Mac. Oh, well, I'll make my report to that Foreign Office, Johnny. I am now convinced, Mr. Banbury, that Sir Roland Makepeace was murdered.
Good heavens. Terrible thing to say, but I hope you're right. An awful thought to contemplate, but better than the knowledge that he committed suicide. The audacity of it. To kill one of our senior diplomats in his own home. I'll notify security and let them take over.
Why? If you remember, I took on the investigation under the strict condition
But now it's different. Our special branch...
The circumstances are not different at all. You've placed me in charge, and I'm far from finished. But I never give up halfway through an investigation, Mr. Banbury, and I don't propose to start doing so now.
But what about the inquest?
I'll give certain evidence and convince the coroner and jury that Sir Roland was murdered by some person or persons unknown. That is, if I don't have my suspects under lock and key before then.
You say suspects. That suggests more than one involved.
I think so. Now, please don't ask any more questions, Mr. Banbury. At this stage, I'll not be able to provide you with satisfactory answers. But I will in due course. Never fear. I displayed a hearty optimism I didn't exactly feel, because I didn't want Mr. Banbury to use his secret powers to deprive me of the results of the investigation so far. We removed the body to the police mortuary, and there I voiced my suspicions to Dr. Macpherson. I'm reasonably confident that the suicide was staged. Now, were you able to tell whether Sir Roland was alive when he was strung up, Mac?
Oh, he was alive, all right. Otherwise, the blood wouldn't have seeped through. Had he been dead, the heart would have stopped pumping.
Mm-hmm.
And just look at those spots of blood on the man's neck.
Yes, I see. But he wasn't conscious, even if he was alive.
Still think the suicide was a fake, do you?
More than ever. Now, be a good chap. Have another look at his scalp.
Right.
Must have been stunned or chloroformed or something.
Just a minute. Stunned.
Stunned?
Aye. Run your fingers over the back of his head.
Oh, yeah?
You feel that bump? Well, I should have noticed that before.
Oh, nonsense. Not with that thick mat of grey hair. Recent bump?
There's no question about it. If that was an old... No, he could have hurt his head days ago. The bump would have subsided. He was hit less than 24 hours ago. I'd stake my reputation on it.
Don't save it for the inquest. You're a great guy, Mac. I think I'll go and have a word with that butler. Do you live on the premises, Mr. Hobson?
Yes, I do, sir. I and my wife, who acts as cook general, occupy the 2 attic rooms.
And did you hear anything at all during the night?
Well, I awoke at about 1 or so. I thought I heard a taxi.
Why taxi? Why not an ordinary car?
Because I heard a voice say, thank you, and then the taxi drove off.
Tell me about the Makepeaces. Were they happily married?
Devoted to each other, sir.
All right, Mr. Hobson. I want you to tell me exactly what happened. You shouted, Lady Makepeace, come quickly, Sir Roland has hanged himself.
Yes, that's right, sir.
And then what happened?
I rushed to get a knife and cut the poor gentleman down.
Did you knock over the occasional table?
No, sir.
Now, according to your statement, apart from putting Sir Roland on the sofa, you didn't touch anything.
No, I did not.
Who notified the police?
The chauffeur, Patterson, did.
All right. Thank you. Oh, is there anything else you can tell me?
Well, what is there to say?
Well, nothing at the moment. Thank you. Taxi, you say?
You want a general call for a taxi driver who dropped a fare at 106 Ensley Gardens. Very good, Inspector.
Yes, I want you to get through to the Foreign Office, too. Find out what time Sir Roland Makepeace left Whitehall and what transport arrangements were made by security.
Right, sir.
Quickly as you can. Yes?
Can I come in?
Oh, just the man I want. Oh, please do come in, Mr. Banbury. I was about to telephone you.
Any news?
Plenty. Sit down.
Thank you.
It's now a foregone conclusion that Sir Roland did not commit suicide. In my opinion, the murderers had nothing to do with the machinations of some foreign power.
But that's incredible. I mean, who...
Oh, never mind that now. According to Lady Makepeace, her husband was working under such pressure that he had a room at the Foreign Office where he occasionally stayed the night.
Yes?
Excuse me. Yes?
I telephoned Whitehall, sir. Security says Sir Roland telephoned his wife at about 9:15, telling her that he would be staying the night at the Foreign Office in order to complete the memorandum on the Balkan Conference.
Mm-hmm.
However, he called for a Foreign Office car at 2:15.
I see. Thank you. Did you know that Sir Roland was due to spend last night at the Foreign Office?
I saw him there at 10 o'clock. He told me that if he didn't complete his memorandum, he'd work through the night. But he obviously didn't do so.
It's less than 10 minutes from Whitehall to Ensley Gardens. That means that the driver dropped him at about 2:25. Unless... Well, let's see what happens about the taxi. So, this is your statement, Mr. Baines. Oh, would you care to read it through?
All right, sir. In response to a telephone call received at a taxi rank at the corner of Brook and Sackville Streets, I proceeded to 18 Cadogan Square. I rang the bell. A gentleman answered immediately and asked me to take him to 106 Ensley Gardens. We arrived at the destination at approximately 1:20. He paid me off, and I drove back to the rank, and that's all I know.
Thank you very much, Mr. Baines. Sergeant, we're calling on 18 Cadogan Square. In the meantime, get through to control, find out if the occupant of the flat is home. You, Mr. Baines, will come with me for purposes of identification. I'll see that you're suitably recompensed for loss of time.
What on earth's all this about? I was just on the point of going to bed.
All right, Mr. Baines, was this your fare?
That seems, sir. Will somebody please tell
Inspector Carr, New Scotland Yard. Here's my warrant card. You took a taxi at 1:20 this morning. You took it to 106 Ensley Gardens.
Well, so what? Is that a crime?
That's what I'm trying to find out, Mr. Duke. Oh, your name is Duke, isn't it?
So it says. Yes, my name is Duke. I don't know what all this is about.
Who did you go to see at 106 Ensley Gardens?
Well,
I think you'd better come with me. There are one or two questions we want to ask you. Oh, on second thoughts, we won't go back to the yard. We'll call on Lady Makepeace. Sorry to have had to telephone you at this atrocious hour. You didn't waken Lady Makepeace, I trust?
You said it was unnecessary, sir. Mr. Duke.
Hi, Hobson.
Won't you come through, gentlemen?
Thank you. Let's go into the study, shall we? Did you let Mr. Duke in last night, Hobson?
Last night? No, sir. I didn't see Mr. Duke last night. Through here, gentlemen.
When did you see Mr. Duke last?
I've only seen this gentleman once or twice. Why, sir?
Got your own key, Mr. Duke?
This is nonsense. Key?
Who let you in?
Well...
Oh, come on, Mr. Duke. You said you called round last night. Mr. Hobson, the butler, was asleep. Who let you in?
Rosalind. Lady Makepeace.
My compliments to Lady Makepeace. Would you come down, please?
Sir.
Do as I say, as a good chap.
Very good, sir.
Duke. Your face is familiar to me, Mr. Duke.
I suppose I'm permitted to ask what this is all about.
Don't tell me you haven't read in the newspapers that Sir Roland has been found dead.
I heard it on the radio.
Then why do you want to know what it's all about? What do you think I'm doing here? Well, I'll be Flash, Duke. I haven't seen you since you used to work the boats. I remembered him all right. Flash Duke started off in life as a professional dancing partner for the transatlantic shipping line. Took to card shopping, gambling, confidence trickery. It's all beginning to fall into a pattern, particularly when Lady Rosalind arrived.
I resent being dragged from my bed, Inspector.
Mr. Duke tells me that he paid you a call at 20 minutes past 1 last night.
Rosalind, the taxi driver...
I might have known. You contemptible little gutter snipe. The first sign of danger and you confess everything.
Shut up, you idiot.
But the damage was done. I arrested them both. Poor Sir Roland Makepeace. While he was busy serving his country, this charming grey-haired grandmother was being escorted by Flash Duke. Whether he hit Sir Roland with a blackjack on impulse, as he said in the trial, and then strung the husband up in order to fake a suicide, or whether the whole thing was premeditated from the beginning in order that Lady Makepeace should inherit Sir Roland's not inconsiderable wealth, was not clearly established. Both paid the penalty for the crime. But what was the clue that convinced me it was murder and not suicide? Not sure. Listen to the commercial, and I'll be back to tell you about it. How? Well, listeners, what was the clue? If you remember, Dr. Macpherson and I looked at the shoes. Look at the mud on the shoes. Rained cats and dogs all night. Yet the overturned occasional table was as clean as a new pin. Got it now? Of course, what really happened was that the poor husband arrived back. Duke coshed him, tied one end of the rope to the bracket of the chandelier and the other round the neck of the unfortunate Foreign Office official who was strangled to death. And the moral of the story, ladies, if you decide to string your husband along, that's your business. When you string him up, that's ours. Good night.
The Epic Casebook was produced by Michael Silver for the makers of Epic Pure Sunflower Oil, Maypole Margarine, Yum Yum Peanut Butter, and Niblets Cheese Twists, with Hugh Ross as Inspector Carr. Listen again next Thursday night at 9:30 to another exciting story from our Epic Casebook. The makers of Epic Pure Sunflower Oil, Purine and Pret Cooking Fat, Yum Yum Peanut Butter, Maypole Margarine, and Niblets Cheese Twists present the Epic Casebook. In which Inspector Carr investigates.
Good evening. Man proposes, but fate disposes. No, I'm not about to embark on some profound philosophical thesis. It was just that as I was gazing through my casebook in order to find a story in which my line of investigation and the surrounding circumstances differed from those I've related recently, I came across a number of crimes that might have gone into the unsolved section of our files had it not been for some chance act that no one could have anticipated. It is this seemingly trivial and unpredictable intervention in the course of human activity which makes the perfect crime almost impossible. Had not a dear old lady dreamt that there was gold underneath the cement floor of the garage and paid for it to be dug up, the body of the previous tenant, Mrs. Mayhew, would never have been discovered, and her husband would have gone unpunished. Had not a dog, being exercised, decided to go chasing after a cat in Boreham Woods, Olive Henderson's body would have remained undiscovered until the following morning, by which time her killer would have escaped overseas. As it was, George Barker was arrested as he was about to board a ship. Take the story I'm going to tell you tonight. Had a holidaymaker not inserted his sixpence in the telescope on the top of Marlow Cliffs, he would not have seen Stephen Mannering disappear from the dinghy from which he was fishing, would not have raised the alarm, and his body might never have been found. Let me tell you about it. I've called my story The Waters of Death. The holidaymaker was a Mr. Patrick Scott. He rushed to report the incident and to seek assistance. Both he and those who went to rescue the man from the sea thought that they were taking part in a rescue operation as a result of an accident. Certainly they did not expect to find Stephen Mannering dead, nor that his death was caused by a blunt instrument and not by drowning. Carr speaking.
Operations here, Inspector.
Oh, who or what is it this time?
Devon County Constabulary seeking assistance. Someone identified as Stephen Mannering. Coshed on the head and thrown into the sea.
The sea, you say? Where?
Marlow. It's a nice time of the year, sir.
Yes, it is indeed. Are they expecting us down there straight away?
Yes, sir. A body was found yesterday afternoon. Sergeant Matthews is in charge of the local station.
Right. Well, tell him I'm on my way. And first, I want to talk to this holidaymaker, Patrick Scott.
Well, now, this is the spot, Inspector.
Ah, delightful spot it is, too. Oh, this is the telescope.
Yes. Hit me quite a shock, I can tell you.
Yes, I'm sure I did, Mr. Scott. Now, you put your sixpence in this machine like...
Yes,
so.
That's right, sir.
Yes. And you got a magnificent view of the bay. Yes, indeed, it is a magnificent view. No boats or anything at the moment.
Well, there wasn't any yesterday afternoon except the one dinghy.
Well, you couldn't tell. You couldn't see anything clearly unless you looked through this telescope. Did you focus the telescope on the dinghy all the time?
Oh, no, Inspector. No, I arrived at the Marlow Cove Hotel yesterday morning.
Yeah.
Just started my holiday. After tea, I thought I'd take a constitutional along the cliffs. I saw this telescope, and I thought I'd have a deco at the bay. Well, it was most extraordinary.
Yes, I know you've given one statement to Sergeant Matthews. Would you mind telling it to me again?
Nothing to tell, really. I mean, at the time, there didn't seem anything particularly exciting about a dinghy with a man in it fishing, you know.
Just a minute. Did you say fishing?
Oh, yes, I could see that clearly enough. It was a bit of a surprise when we fished him out of the water and found that somebody had bashed him on the head. I mean, there wasn't anybody near the spot. And I know the sergeant looked at me as though I'd had a drink or two because it just didn't seem to make sense. Of course, I recognized him at once.
Yes, he was staying at the same hotel. Had you spoken to him?
No, not really. I saw them in the morning when I checked into the hotel, and then I heard them as I was unpacking my things.
Heard them?
Well, I suppose every couple has a row now and again. Not that I know much about it, being a bachelor.
Oh? You heard Stephen Mannering quarrelling with his wife?
Yes, it was a bit embarrassing for me. You know, these modern hotels have walls as thin as cardboard. I didn't want to eavesdrop. Well, there seemed to be three of them, really, all having to go at each other. His brother...
Just a minute, Mr. Scott. You said he and his wife and his brother.
Oh, yes. I'm sure it was his brother. They all seemed to be having to go at each other.
Could you hear what it was about?
As I say, I wasn't paying much attention. Something to do with shares. I could hear something about accountants and divorce.
Divorce, you say?
Yes, I heard that distinctly. I decided then that I should go downstairs. I Didn't hear anything that might be of any help to you, I'm afraid.
Thank you, Mr. Scott. What happened when you rushed to get assistance?
Well, I ran as fast as my feet would carry me to the jetty. Luckily, Mr. Hayes was there with his boat. So I jumped in and we went after him.
If you say he fell out of the dinghy, he might have been drowned by now. I can see the dinghy, but I can't see any sign of Mannering. Are you sure it was Mannering?
No, I couldn't see his face or anything. It's that funny kind of duffel coat he was wearing at the hotel this morning.
Well, keep your eyes peeled. Here, what's that? That's him. It is Mannering. Here, grab that coat. Ah, good.
The water must have been quite buoyant to have kept him afloat, wouldn't it?
No, Mr. Scott. He was dead before he went into the sea. Otherwise, his lungs would have filled with water and he'd have drowned. Now, it's a lucky chance that you happened to watch the incident through this telescope. Well, thank you, Mr. Scott. Let's get back to the police car and I'll drop you at the hotel. I was as puzzled as the Criminal Investigation Department of the Devon Police. Here was a dinghy in the middle of the bay, with no other boat in sight, if Mr. Scott could be relied upon. And yet, this extraordinary mystery develops. We know he was killed before he fell into the water. The local police surgeon said someone had given him a tremendous blow and cracked his skull. But how? Who? Yet the witness is absolutely convinced that there was nobody near the place. I decided to start with Scott's interesting story of the quarrel.
It'll all come out. I'm so ashamed. Sergeant Matthews has just rung me.
Oh? What about?
Oh, well, you'll know it too very soon. We were staying here at this hotel as husband and wife, but we weren't legally married.
Oh.
That didn't mean anything. Stephen and I couldn't get married. But we loved each other.
His wife wouldn't give him a divorce?
She couldn't care less about him. It was my husband that put a spanner in the works.
Who is your husband?
Alan Phillips. He calls himself an actor, although he hasn't had a part since last Christmas. He's a ham, my husband, on the stage as well as in real life. When I told him that I wanted a divorce, he put on an act, talking about marriage being a sacred contract, never to be dissolved and all that. So Stephen and I thought, well, if we can't go to the registry office, we just have to do without it. Doesn't make any difference to me.
I see. Now, what happened here yesterday morning?
Stephen's brother turned.
Name?
Derek. Came to see the horror of his brother living in sin on holiday.
I understand you all quarreled.
Understand. You mean all the nosy barkers in the hotel were listening with their ears glued to the keyhole. Yes, we quarreled. There was Derek, the pillar of society, threatening to throw Stephen out of the family business unless he went back to his wife.
And your husband, I beg your pardon, Mr. Mannering?
You may well ask. 100 times he used to swear he'd make any sacrifice for me, and that miserable little crawler actually considered going back to his wife. Oh, I shouldn't have said that, should I? I'm sorry. But don't you see, now he's been killed, don't you see where it leaves me? What it makes me?
Have you any idea who killed him?
No. Yes, I have. Why should I shield him? Stephen's father made a peculiar will. The shares of the company weren't to go outside the family, should one of the 3 shareholders, that is, the mother, Derek Mannering, and Stephen, die without leaving children. Then the shares would have to go to the remaining members of the family.
And Stephen Mannering has no children?
That's right. So his shares will go to Derek and the mother. Quite a coincidence, don't you think, Inspector?
I see what you're getting at, Mrs. Mannering. Or rather, I should call you... What's your married name?
Phillips.
Tell me something about your movements yesterday, Mrs. Phillips.
Stephen said he was going fishing.
What happened to the brother?
He wouldn't even stay for lunch. Went off with a triumphant grin on his face.
Because Stephen had agreed to go back to his wife?
Yes. He said he'd go fishing. He hired a dinghy belonging to this hotel.
And what did you do then?
Me? I stayed here in this room.
How long?
I really don't know. You mustn't ask me these questions, Inspector. Say for an hour or so. First, I wanted to leave here immediately. I'd already written a letter to Stephen, but then I tore it up and thought I'd have another chat with him when he came back. So I waited in the hotel lounge. I had a couple of drinks at the bar there. The barman will confirm that. Then I went to the terrace and read my book.
Mr. Scott happened to see the empty boat just after tea. Do you remember what you were doing at that time?
Yes, I was here on the tours.
Doing anything in particular?
Reading a book. Now listen, Inspector.
Now, let's not cross verbal swords, madam. I'm only trying to get to the core of the mystery. Your husband, or rather the man you wanted for your husband, has had his skull cracked open and his body thrown into the sea. You'd like us to find the person who did it, wouldn't you?
Of course I would. I know I said some nasty things about him. I did love him. Now my whole world is topsy-turvy.
Will you go back to your husband?
No. I don't know where I'll go, but I certainly won't go back to my husband.
When do you propose to leave?
Well, there's nothing here, is there? I thought of going back to London tomorrow.
Well, I wonder if you'd kindly stay here at Marlow until, say, tomorrow night. Might want to get in touch with you again.
Yes, that's all right. I won't run away. I wouldn't know who to run to.
Thank you. Oh, Mr. Scott. Oh, I'd forgotten you were next door. Do you mind if I have another word with you?
Yeah, by all means. Like to come into my room?
Well, if you don't mind.
Would you like a drink? Keep my own private supply.
No, thanks. Fact of the matter is that I can't get over this business of you seeing a dinghy in your telescope and Mannering fishing, and then he disappears.
Oh, you mean there must have been another man there to crack him on the skull, eh?
Precisely. Now, let's pinpoint it. Did you traverse the telescope from side to side?
Yes, yes.
And then you suddenly saw that dinghy coming along?
That's right, yes. It just come round Brooker's Head, sailing across the bay.
And there was just one man in the boat?
Yes.
Couldn't another person have been hidden by the sail?
Well, I suppose it would have been possible. Mind you, I didn't pay much attention to it.
Or at least this is something. I don't believe in miracles or conjuring tricks. No. If you saw Mannering in the eye of your telescope and in the next few seconds he isn't there, you'd have seen any other occupant of the dinghy. I don't know. Man has his head smashed in while alone in a little dinghy crossing the bay. Doesn't make sense, does it, Mr. Scott?
No, I suppose it doesn't. Now, look, Inspector, I'm no sailor, but couldn't he have knocked his head against something on the boat? I mean, those sailing boats have all sorts of masts and things that's swinging about in the air.
No, Mr. Scott, after my discussion with Sergeant Matthews and the police surgeon, we know that Mannering was brutally hit over the head with such force that it couldn't have been an accident. Now, is there nothing else you can think of?
Now, wait a moment.
Yes?
Well, on the other side of the bay...
Well?
Yes. There was a car, a black car. I'm not sure about it. Just had a glimpse of it.
You say it was the other side of the bay.
Yes,
now, how would you know it was a black car? Have to be a powerful telescope.
Well, it's only a small bay.
That's fair enough. Here, wait a moment. The other side of the bay. If we were here 3 years ago, isn't it all marshland over there? Doesn't a road lead from the village to that point?
Yes. I haven't been over there yet. But according to the local guide, it's known as Dead Man's Point.
I don't know how you do it. I just don't know.
Do what?
Well, cook the meals you do on your housekeeping budget.
When you're a housewife, you learn all the tricks. Like today, I bought a big supply of Pret shortening. It's good. I know lots of girls who don't have to budget, but they won't use anything but Pret.
Well, what do you use it for?
Almost everything. Roasting, baking, and of course pastry. Pret is the shortening for pastry, you know.
Well, darling, I think you're a wonderful cook.
Thank you.
My mother was a great cook, too.
My mother's a better cook than your mother.
Nobody can cook as good as my mom.
When it comes to cooking, mothers go down in history. And when it comes to pastry, tender golden roasts, light crispy fries, Pret shortening stands alone among women who care.
My mother cooks with Pret.
Were we really onto something? Or was the dramatic name, Dead Man's Point, influencing my desperate search for a clue? Whatever my reasoning, I decided to concentrate on that aspect. Look, Sergeant Matthews, I know you haven't got a large force in a small place like this, but Dead Man's Point must have some significance. Why is it called that?
Well, I believe at the time of the Armada, they found a dead Spanish sailor there. Well, what do you want us to do, sir?
Well, Scott says he saw a black car.
Rather a sticky place to drive a car. The road peters out, and all there is a marsh.
All the more reason. Find out if anybody has been seen in a car like that. Check the petrol station in the village. In a small place like this, every stranger's conspicuous. See whether anybody was here who attracted the attention of the people in the village.
Right, sir.
Try the pub. Try the verger at the church. Lots of people visit the old church. Well, you know the usual routine.
Yes, sir. I'll do that, sir.
While the local sergeant set in motion the questioning of the villagers, I got through to London and invoked the aid of operations. Now, this is what I want you to do, Ops. I want you to get through to X branch. I want you to find out everything concerning the dead man, Stephen Mannering, his wife, or rather, a Mrs. Edith Phillips, who had been living with him, her estranged husband, Alan Phillips, apparently an unsuccessful actor, and the dead man's brother, Derek.
Very good, sir. How's the inquiry going?
Oh, it isn't at all at the moment. Well, we have one slight lead that might get us somewhere. Still, we've solved cases that seemed worse than this. I get cracking, there's a good chap.
Righto, sir.
Sergeant Matthews. Well, I hope you don't mind my sitting in your chair using your phone.
Not a bit, sir.
Any joy?
I think so, sir. I find something that might be of use.
Good.
First of all, the driver of the Newton Abbot bus remembered a passenger he had yesterday morning who came off the London train.
Mm-hmm.
It was a woman, and he said she was a bit strange-like.
Oh?
The way she was dressed, he said. She wore flat shoes, a large hat, and a suit, which, so he said, must have been 20 years out of fashion.
Oh, that's interesting. Go on.
Apparently, the woman made inquiries about where to find the Marlow Cove Hotel. But when she got off the bus, she made straight for Hatton's garage and hired a car.
Uh-huh.
She also inquired about a boarding house where she could stay, and Hatton mentioned Mrs. Mackenzie, who takes in boarders.
I see.
Well, the long and short of it all is that she did turn up at Mrs. Mackenzie's, took a room, paid for 3 days in advance, and then set off in Hatton's car, which is a black saloon.
Ah.
She returned the car early in the evening, and Hatton said she'd only done about 12 miles. She took the bus back to Newton Abbot, and that was the last anyone saw of her.
Well, didn't she go back to this Mrs. Mackenzie?
No, sir. She didn't leave any luggage behind. But you see, sir...
There's a gleam in your eyes, Sergeant Matthews. What is it?
Well, sir, Hatton said that when this woman returned the car to him, the wheels were caked with mud.
Mud, eh?
And the only muddy place we have round here is that marshy bit on Dead Man's Point.
That's interesting, Matthews. Very interesting. I'll wager my non-existent bowler hat to that telescope on Marlow Cliffs that Mrs. Mackenzie will have some rather vital bits of information.
Mind you, Inspector, I don't know that I can help you, but she certainly was a mysterious guest.
Why mysterious, Mrs. Mackenzie?
Well, she comes here saying she wants to spend 3 days painting, pays her money in advance, and then disappears without as much as saying, "Thank you, but I've got to return home rather unexpectedly," or something. Do you not think that's rather strange, Inspector?
I certainly do. Tell me, when she came to stay, did she look at the room?
Look at the room. She just sat here for a few minutes, lugged her suitcase out again.
Just a minute. Why did you say lugged?
Oh, because I could hardly lift it when I tried to give her a hand.
I see. The painter's palette and easel isn't all that heavy.
Or neither a woman's clothes, which she may have had in it.
And so the $64 question is, what was she carrying in that suitcase? Can you describe the woman for us, Mrs. Mackenzie?
Oh, aye. She was about 6 feet tall, a little on the stout side. She wore a rather flowery hat, a muffler, and that dress of hers. It was a two-piece that must have been made before Sergeant Matthews here was born.
What was her voice like? Was it a sort of high-pitched, squeaky voice?
You mean it might have been a man dressed as a woman?
Yes, madam. There are scores of cases where... Well, let's not indulge in idle conjecture. Did you see her drive off?
I saw her drive the car round the corner, but from there she may have gone anywhere. Tell me, why do you want to know all this, Inspector? Is it anything to do with the dead man they found the day before yesterday? Someone told me that his wife was staying at the Marlow Cove Hotel, but they say she isn't really his wife.
I'm sorry I can't tell you anything about it. Now, thank you very much for your information. Come on, Matthews, we've got to go now. Maybe some news from operations.
Derek Mannering caught the 8 a.m. fast train to Newton Abbot. He is known to have returned on the 1:30, arriving Paddington 4:20.
Well, that lets him out. We know that the man was alive at that time. What about Edith Phillips?
Interesting point here, sir.
Yes?
It's known that she created a disturbance at the Green Lantern restaurant 4 weeks ago. She was arrested for striking Derek Mannering with a bottle and was bound over the following morning to keep the peace.
Anything else? What about her husband?
The local manor says there's nothing known against him except he's heavily in debt in the district. The local publican and wine merchants say that they refused him credit.
Right. Anything else?
Nothing further, sir.
Okay, thank you. Oh, if you need me urgently, I'll be back at the yard tomorrow. I think I better have a word with the estranged husband. Mr. Phillips, I'm a police officer. May I come in?
Yes, of course.
Thank
you. Through here, please. Oh. And what can I do for you? Is it something to do with the death of Stephen Mannering?
Oh, you know about it?
Of course, it was in yesterday's paper. Do sit down.
Thank you. You knew Mannering, I understand.
Oh, yes, I knew him. My wife and I met him in Yugoslavia last year.
When did you last see him?
Months ago. I can't really recall the date. Oh, yes, it was at some party in our club, the Underwater Club.
And since then you haven't seen or heard of him?
No, I haven't.
What about your wife? Has she been in touch with him?
Now, look here, Inspector. You said you're investigating the case. You must have found out by now that my wife has left me and is living with him, so why ask these questions?
All right, then. So there's no need to beat about the bush. What did you do when you heard that your wife was leaving you for Mannering?
Gave it up as a bad job, Inspector. A wife who can do that to her husband after 15 years of marriage isn't worth bothering about, don't you agree?
You didn't make any effort to get your wife back, then?
Well, I wrote to her. I even rang her, but it was no good. And to be quite honest, Inspector, it had happened several times before, and I've always taken her back. This time I'd had enough. I've got to draw the line somewhere.
Right. But I wouldn't be wrong in saying that the death of Stephen Mannering didn't upset you unduly.
Of course you wouldn't be. Well, what did you expect me to do? Die of a broken heart because that so-and-so had kicked the bucket? I never did like the man.
All right, Mr. Phillips. I'd just like to know from you what you were doing last Tuesday.
Tuesday? Let's see, I didn't go out at all. I was here all the time. I stayed here from Monday night until Wednesday morning. You see, I've got a part in a new play. I was learning some of the lines.
And what's the play called?
Summer's End. One of these kitchen sink dramas. But it's quite a good play, really.
And what about food? What about a charwoman?
Well, I had all the food I needed in the fridge. The charwoman comes in twice a week on Mondays and Thursday mornings.
So there's nobody who can confirm that you were actually here in this flat on Tuesday?
No, I'm afraid not. But one normally doesn't always have to prepare an alibi, does one, Inspector?
No, of course not. This picture on the mantelpiece, that's you, isn't it?
Yes, that was taken while I was in the Navy.
Ah, you're a frogman, weren't you?
That's right.
Now, look here, Mr. Phillips. On the day Stephen Mannering was killed, a strange woman appeared in the village. From the description, it may appear, I say it may, mind you, that she wasn't a woman at all, but a man dressed up as a woman. Now, for an actor, it'd be quite easy to do that, wouldn't it?
Hey, steady.
Now, hear me out. We got a very good description from the owner of the boarding house where that woman took a room. And I must say that the description fits you perfectly, Mr. Phillips.
I don't know what she's told you, but this is preposterous. How could that woman's description possibly fit me?
It's a very good description, Mr. Phillips. I put it to you that you took the night train to Newton Abbot. Then you took the bus to Marlow, where Mannering and your wife were staying. Knowing Stephen Mannering was fond of sailing, you watched for an opportunity to kill him while he was actually in a boat.
Rubbish. There isn't the slightest grain of truth in it.
Isn't there? When you saw that Mannering had taken a dinghy out from the Marlow Cove Hotel, you took your diving equipment, which you'd brought from London. What did you have in the case, Mr. Phillips? Oxygen bottles?
This is quite
Don't interrupt me, Mr. Phillips. You then drove the car you'd hired from Hatton's garage to Dead Man's Point. When you saw Mannering sailing across the bay, you put on your diving outfit, swam underwater to his boat, knocked him over the head and pulled him into the water, correct?
It's all lies. I wasn't near the place. I didn't even know Edith was there with him. I told you, I've been here in the flat all the time.
Mind if I search your flat? I haven't got a warrant, but I can easily get one. A sergeant could be here.
Why do you want to search my flat?
Well, I'd expect to find an olive green muffler, a flowery hat with a broad brim and a bow, and a woman's two-piece costume.
All right, you win. I loved Edith. No matter what she'd done to me, all I wanted was to get her back. I thought that once Mannering was dead, she might... Don't you understand, Inspector? The thought that she was living with this man drove me mad. It's like the last line of a play. Right, Inspector, you've solved your case. Have you got your handcuffs ready?
I don't think it'll be necessary, Mr. Phillips. Just pack a few things, come with us to the station where I propose to charge you with the willful murder of Stephen Mannering.
You were very sure of me, weren't you? I suppose you knew I'd killed him all along.
Good heavens, no. You were suspect, obviously. But you gave yourself away. You made a silly mistake. Well, listeners, what was Alan Phillips' foolish mistake? Did you spot it? Not sure? Well, listen to the commercial, and I'll be back to tell you.
I know this is your favorite program, love, but shouldn't you be baking for tomorrow's birthdays?
There's no hurry. I'm taking the easy way. I'm baking 4 maypole cakes in one batch.
4 maples? You mean they're all going to be the same?
Same light, fluffy texture, same moist flavor, yes. But they'll have different frostings and fillings. You know, chocolate, orange.
I know. You're trying to blind me with domestic science.
It's very simple. I'm making my usual foolproof maple margarine cake 4 times, that's all.
Maple has its own light blending texture that gives you light-hearted confidence cake after cake. If it's worth doing right with pure, light-textured maple margarine. No doubt about it, maple margarine, a truly great product.
Well, listeners, did you notice how Phillips gave himself away? If you remember, I told Philip... hear me out. We got a very good description from the owner of the boarding house where that woman took a room. And I must say that the description fits you perfectly, Mr. Phillips.
I don't know what she's told you, but this is preposterous. Now, how could that woman's description possibly fit me?
See it now? How did Phillips know that the owner of the boarding house was a woman? I never said so. It was a foolish mistake, wasn't it? One for which he paid dearly, since he was sentenced to life imprisonment, as he deserved to be. Oh, the moral of the story: never go fishing when there's a skin diver about. You never know who is on the other end of the line. Good night.
The Epic Casebook was produced by Michael Silver for the makers of Epic Pure Sunflower Oil, Maple Margarine, Yum Yum Peanut Butter, and Niblets Cheese Twists, with Hugh Rouse as Inspector Carr. Listen again next Thursday night at 9:30 to another exciting story from our Epic Casebook.
Enjoy brighter radio listening with Blaupunkt Radiogram's automatic pre-select tuning.
Große Sophie Tafel.
The makers of Epic Pure Sunflower Oil, Purine and Pret Cooking Fat, Yum Yum Peanut Butter, Maple Margarine, and Niblets Cheese Twists present the Epic Casebook. In which Inspector Carr investigates.
Good evening. A fortnight ago, I told you of an investigation from my Epic Casebook of Crime, during which we at Scotland Yard became almost bogged down in an overabundance of clues. This brought forth a letter from a keen and regular correspondent, Mr. Albert Woods, who complained that because of the surfeit of clues, he failed to spot the vital one, the one that eventually led me to the murderer. Fair enough. Tonight, I'm going to tell you a story where there were only 3 suspects. One of them had to be the killer. And it was an investigation that might have proved abortive had it not been for one important factor. Well, I'd better not tell you too much about it now, except to say that I've called my story Too Close a Shave. Just come on duty. What happened?
Man identified as Ernest Longley, sir. Found with his head bashed in.
Found where?
A cheap hotel in the East India Dock Road, sir.
Docks, eh? Sailor?
Yes, sir. We found papers on him. He just come off the Flying Albatross.
Where's the body now?
Still there, sir. Name of the hotel is Wellington, 164 East India Dock Road.
Anybody looked at the corpse? Do they know when he was killed?
No, sir. The information's just been flashed through.
All right. I came up in the lift with the chief surgeon. I'll ask Dr. McPherson to come. Keep your eyes skinned, driver. You near the spot? Yes, sir.
164, you say? We're reaching the hundreds now. You know, I haven't been down this part of the world in ages. Must be as polyglot a district as you'll find anywhere.
Sergeant Thompson will be on the lookout for us. He's a good man, Thompson. He's in charge of the sub-manor. Oh, here we are. Pull up, driver.
Morning, sir.
Morning. Morning. Seems as though you've got a nice, juicy murder on your hands, Sergeant.
Seems like it, sir.
I bet they keep you busy down here.
Oh, they certainly do, sir.
Salubrious-looking establishment. Before we go in, let's have your side of the story.
Oh, certainly, sir. Now, I'd just come on duty. The manager of this so-called hotel rang me to say there'd been a murder committed.
I noticed you say so-called.
Well, you know what it is, sir, in a place like this. We pulled them in for every petty contravention.
Yes, quite. Go on.
Well, I nipped over here with Constable Jones. What's all this?
Up there, first floor, room 16. Give me quite a turn. Best room in the hotel he had. Blood all over it.
You say there was a murder committed?
Yes. Bashed his head in with a poker. He's lying there beside it.
Who bashed his head in?
Well, how do I know?
All right, show us where the body is. Who is he? Commercial traveller?
No, come off the Flying Albatross. She docked last night.
Did he have anybody with him?
Well, I don't know what you mean.
Come off it, you know what I mean. Did he have a girl with him?
Now, look here. This is a respectable... Here's the room.
Blimey. He's had his head bashed in, all right. Constable Jones, you'd better get through to the yard right away. We didn't touch anything, Inspector. We've got the print man working.
I see. What time did this sailor book in?
Oh, according to the manager, about 7 o'clock.
All right. Let's go in.
Like to lose me with job, this is. Having a murder on the premise.
Your name's Mills, I believe.
Yeah, that's right, Inspector.
Haven't I seen you somewhere before?
Me? Not unless you've been to sea. Retired ship's mate, that's me.
All right, Frank Mills, How long have you been out?
I thought you wouldn't recognise me.
Oh, really?
But I did go to sea, mind you. As soon as I came out in the moor, prisoner's aid got me a job as a ship's cook.
And when did you stop being a ship's cook, Frank Mills?
2 years ago, when I got this here job. Got a bit too old for the sea. I've been straight ever since.
If I remember rightly, you were sent up for robbery with violence.
Inspector, you're not going to bring that up against me, are you? Yeah, I'm no murderer.
We'll see. Lead us to the body. The room was very much as I'd expected. An iron bedstead with blankets that looked as though they could do with a cleaning. An interesting point to observe was that the bed was made up. Obviously, it had not been slept in. The body of a middle-aged man lay face downwards on the floor. Fixed to the wall was a cheap wash basin, above it a glass ledge, and above that a mirror. Lying by the body was an iron poker.
Oh, it won't take you long to discover the cause of death, Mac.
It's staring at us. Somebody certainly gave his cranium a wallop, didn't they? It's stuffy in here. Do you mind if I open the windows?
Oh, I'll do it, sir.
Even in this heated atmosphere, the body's stone cold. He's been dead some hours, all right. Hey, look at this, Inspector.
Huh? I love it. Dried soap suds. Just a minute. Hey, look at this shaving brush. Caked with shaving soap. What does that suggest?
Well, he was actually starting to shave, or was in the process of shaving, and then he was attacked.
Come on, Mills. Who was with him last night? And don't waste any time with your nonsense about being a respectable hotel.
No one, I swear
When did you see him last? Midnight, 1 o'clock?
I swear with my hand on the heart, I never saw him after he booked in at 7 o'clock.
How many people you got staying here?
No one.
No one.
The Wilhelmina was due in at 4 o'clock and the Dutch Cargo Shipping Company put their crew in. I can prove it to you. I've got the letter booking the rooms. You see, we only do a passing trade.
Passing trade. Quite a euphemism, isn't it?
Eh? What, Inspector?
Never mind. Mills, you're an old lag. You know the score. A sailor's booked in at your hotel and he's had his head bashed in. There's no one on the premises except you. Do you realise...
Of course I do. But I didn't do it. I swear it to you.
We'll see about that. Did anybody ask you for the use of any one of the rooms to entertain, shall we say, a friend?
No. Two blokes come in. They asked if they could book rooms.
What time was that?
About 6. I told them I only had one vacant room because of the Wilhelmina docking today.
What's that got to do with the booking of rooms last night?
Well, the Wilhelmina was due in last night. Don't you hear on the wireless about gale warnings? Hasn't half been blowing up here?
I'm giving you a get-out, Mills. Let's pretend for the moment you didn't bash his head in. What happened? Did you come in this morning, find him dead, and go through his pockets?
No, I swear.
Oh, come off it. He's just signed off. He hasn't had a shave in days. He wouldn't arrive in the hotel without a penny in his pocket. Where's his luggage?
I don't know. I swear I don't. I'll tell you. He came in, asked for a room, signed the register, told me he was off the Flying Albatross, and that was that.
Didn't you ask him to pay in advance? A joint like this?
Of course I did.
You did? And did he?
Yes, he gave me 12 and 6. All the coins he had.
Did he take the money out of his pocket or a wallet?
Not out of a wallet. Oh, I know what you're getting at, Inspector. Of course, he'd been paid off.
Son Thompson, did you get this man's identity from Mills?
Well, sir, he didn't have to, Inspector. I runs this place proper, I tell you. It's in the register. Ernest Longsley, American citizen, present address, Flying Albatross.
Did you know he was coming here?
No, sir, I swear I didn't.
All right, Sergeant. Take him downstairs into his cubby hole, get him to make a full statement.
There you go, sir.
Out you go.
Now, look, Inspector,
Out you go. There's a good chap.
Well, you don't think he did it, do you?
Why'd you say that, Mac?
The way you ushered him up to the room, he seems to be the one and only suspect.
True. Can you tell the approximate time of death?
Approximate? No. For a sailor, he certainly didn't seem to like fresh air. But I'd say about 10 or 12 hours ago.
Let me see. It's somewhere about 9 o'clock last night.
Aye, somewhere in that region.
If Mills is telling the truth about the time of the man's arrival here, I'm sure he is. It's too easy to verify. He must have gone out again, then returned later. Looks as though I'm in for a little foot slogging around the docks.
You won't be needing the body, will you?
No. Oh, but make sure that your boys don't touch the poker when they're removing the corpse.
You know, it's strange seeing a fireplace and a poker in a place like this.
Not really. This was quite a salubrious district in the days of the sailing ships. I bet this was once the home of a merchant skipper or a retired slave trader.
Oh, well, I'll be getting along. Are you coming?
Not for the moment, Mac. I'll just stick around and see if I can find a little spot of illumination. With the departure of the police surgeon, I studied the room more closely. Apart from the bed, its clothing, toothbrush and shaving equipment, there was little else to hold my attention other than the obvious murder weapon and its victim. I bent down, examined the face. It was strong, rugged, with the typical creased eyes of a man who'd spent many, many hours scanning the horizon. There was a tinge of grey in the hair, the jersey, the heavy navy blue suiting, all told of his profession as a man who once sailed the seven seas. The case against Mills was formidable, at least so the crime solicitor would say. I began to look elsewhere for the culprit.
You there! You're the skipper of this vessel? Sure, I'm the skipper. What do I look like, the greaser? If you kill the cells, I'll be...
Hey, Ned, what's happened? Oh. Who's this?
This, madam, if you're referring to me, is Inspector Carr, New Scotland Yard. I've come to talk about a murder.
What's this Sophie Darfel? How you hear the children yell when they hear the dinner bell.
Yes, indeed, especially when you serve them food cooked with maple margarine. I have chosen lobster thermidor as the main dish for tonight's maple menu. Let's start the meal with Parma ham and pineapple, served with a bowl of crisp, crunchy Niblets cheese twists. To follow, lobster thermidor, rice, and a French salad. Round off this delicious meal with orange pudding and a cup of strong, fragrant coffee. If you would like a free copy of this mouth-watering maple menu, just write to Maple Home Dinners, P.O. Box 89, Johannesburg. And remember, there's more to the flavor of good food cooked with maple margarine.
As I set foot on the deck of the Flying Albatross, I took a quick look at the young lady who had wondered as to my presence. She was blonde, good-looking in a brash sort of way, and the mention of New Scotland Yard had taken all her perky self-assurance away from her.
New Scotland Yard?
Yes, I'm investigating the murder of a man who I believe was a member of this ship's crew. According to a document found on him, he was a Ernest Longley.
Hey, wait a minute. What did you say? Ernest? Ernie, my first mate, murdered?
He was murdered, all right. What's your name, Captain?
Ashton. Edward Ashton. Say, look, Inspector, I was a little rude to you just now.
No, that's all right. Anybody else aboard?
No, sir. There's none. Well, we only dropped anchor yesterday, and I signed everybody off. Well, I thought my friend here...
Yes, I got the message. Did you know where Longley spent last night?
No. No, I didn't.
What is it, miss? By your expression, you did.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that crack?
Nothing, miss. Nothing, other than the fact that you seem to be trying to tell me something.
Better tell the Inspector about what happened on board last night.
What did happen on board last night?
My first mate was insubordinate. He had a... well...
Quarrel?
Yeah, that's right.
I see. When did you see him last, Captain Ashton?
Soon after we were all paid off by Mr. Hockman.
Hockman?
Yeah, he came aboard and paid us all off. You see, Inspector, we've had a very tough voyage. We were at sea much longer than expected. Everything battened down for nearly a week. By the time we docked, the ship's office was closed. Mr. Hockman came and paid us all off.
Well, what's that got to do with the quarrel?
Well,
He doesn't like to tell you, Inspector, so I will.
Go ahead.
I've been friendly with them both, see. For days I've been waiting for the Albatross to come in. As soon as I heard she was in dock, I came over to say hello.
What happened?
Don't you think you ought to tell him, Ned?
Yeah, I don't mind telling you. I'll tell you if you tell me how Ernie got murdered. Where? Why?
Do you know a place called the Wellington Hotel in the East India Dock Road?
Never heard of it. What is it?
Pub? No. Small, unlicensed hotel. Do you know it?
Of course I know it. I was born and bred in the East India Dock Road. Not that I've ever been inside it.
Well, he was found in one of the rooms with his head bashed in. Now, what's the story, Captain?
Well, after we'd paid off the crew, I went to the first mate's cabin.
Hiya, Skip. You gone?
Yeah. I'll be glad to get my feet. What are you doing with that suitcase?
What do you think? You don't think I'm going to stay aboard tonight, do you? Let me see. Some shaving tackle, dough.
You want to be careful with that dough, Ernie. You got 6 months' pay there.
I will. What are you doing tonight? You staying ashore?
Oh, it depends. I got me a date. except by now she's all tied up. She should have been in the sailor's arms. Why don't you come in for a drink?
Yeah, might do that. All depends on the girlfriend. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
Ernie! Ernie!
Nancy, why you... Oh, gee, it's good to see you.
Don't you have a shave on this boat?
Give us a kiss.
What is all this? Nancy, what gives? Last time I was in docks, you promised me that...
Hey, what about the three of us going to have a drink? It's great to see you both.
My pal, my first mate. So that's why you wanted your shaving tackle. Here!
Shouldn't have done that. Throwing his case in the water like that.
Mr. Ashton, sir, if you weren't the skipper of the Flying Albatross, I'd pick you up and I'd throw you...
Now, look, I'm sorry, Ned. But you should have done what Ernie did. He sent a note to the pub with one of your crew. How was I to know?
Well, you should have done. I've got work to do. And then what happened? Well, nothing, I swear it. I didn't murder him. I was angry as all get out when you've been at sea and... Go on. Well, what do you mean? Go on.
Captain Ashton, someone bashed in your first mate's skull. You had a quarrel with him. Are you sure that that's the last time you saw your first mate alive here aboard this ship?
No, I'd better come clean.
That's better.
I didn't want to take a rap for a matter I didn't commit. When Nancy here and Ernie walked off the Flying Albatross, well, yeah, I was kind of lost. I was banking on an evening out with Nancy, so what? Well, I knew where Ernie would go, the sailor's arms, where all we American sailors go. I walked in and saw them sitting there, and... Well, I didn't tell you this, Nancy. I pretended I didn't see Ernie when I came up to you.
Are you saying that you walked into the sailor's arms, you saw Longley sitting with this young lady, you saw him get up, leave the pub, and you went over?
Yeah, I was a bit surprised.
Look, Inspector, let me tell you this.
No, if you don't mind, miss. By the way, what is your name?
Nancy Toppin.
Well, if you don't mind, let Captain Ashton tell his story. Go on, please.
I'd better, Nancy. This is too serious. Well, Inspector, as soon as I saw Ernie walk out of the pub, I went over. Where's he gone? You want a drink?
Oh, he's gone to fix a room for himself. Either at the American Sailors' Mission or somewhere. He looks terrible. Hasn't had a shave in days. I'm sorry, Ned, really I am. Do you know, he sent me a note and... Well, he's going to spruce himself up and then he's going to take me to Gino's.
Oh, that tough giant. What about later, kid? You won't be with him all the time, will you? I can give you a better time than him.
Sure you can. Look, I can't get out of it now. I'll ditch him with some excuse. I'll meet you at Wylung's place. Okay?
Well, I had a few drinks and I left and met Nancy again at Wylung's.
Now, just a minute. Let's get everything in sequence. What time was this when you had a drink at the Sailor's Arms?
About 6:30 to 7:30. I went home and repaired the odd damage and I met Ned at the other place. Wylung's.
What time?
About 9.
What time did you stay there till?
Well, I might as well tell you. We stayed there a few hours and, well, I came back here with Ned.
I see. Neither of you ever went to the Wellington Hotel?
No, of course not.
Well, I'll be sending the worthy Sergeant Jackson over. Please don't either of you leave until you've made a statement. The Sailor's Arms, you say?
Inspector, are you the first mate of the Flying Albatross has been bumped up, eh?
He has, and I want your help. You see, so far as we can gather, the last 3 persons to see him alive were the manager of the Wellington Hotel.
Ah, Frank Mills, eh?
Yes, that's him. But I also understand that there was the skipper and a girl, if one can describe her as such, named Nancy Topping.
The toughest baby that ever took a sailor for a ride. I'd borrow from this puppy if I could, but what can I do? You know us, Inspector. This is a tough joint. We try to keep it so that a guy comes ashore needing a drink and doesn't get rolled for his money.
And do they?
Well, when light-fingered Nancy's around, they do. It's an old trick of hers. All right. I might as well tell you. I was just going to stop it, except this chap's captain come over and I don't interfere.
Stop what?
Well, I served him with the drinks. Then I saw him hand over his wallet. You know, give me your money to prove you're going to turn up later. Of course, he'd had one over the apron. I saw her do it. I'd be back to the bar cleaning the glass, and I saw her in the mirror.
Gone?
Yeah, you may think what you like, Inspector, but there were some characters in the bar that would have cut my throat if I'd said anything, you see.
Oh, no.
Why do you say that?
Because, my good friend, you've robbed me of the motive for murder. Carr?
Operations here, Inspector.
Yes?
They were at White Lungs, all right, sir, 9 o'clock.
Did you get any luck with the other line of inquiry?
No, sir. Everyone's been questioned. They never saw him.
I see. I think I'd better have a word with Frank Mills again. When Longley booked in, did he have a parcel with him? Anything at all?
No, Inspector. No.
And are you sure that you never heard him?
No, we went up to his room and that was it.
What'd you do?
Well, I know you won't believe this, but I went to the pictures all on me own.
What time did you get back?
About 11. I went straight to bed. I swear it. I didn't see the poor chap till I went to bring him his tea in the morning. Look, I didn't kill him, honest, I didn't.
With his protestations of innocence still ringing in my ears, I went and had a word with Sergeant Thompson. Are you absolutely certain, Sergeant, that no one saw Longley later that evening? Has every bartender, shopper, and a dockside dive been questioned?
Yes, sir.
Of course. I'm out of my Chinese mind. Sergeant, do you know this girl they call Light-Fingered Nancy?
Nancy Topping, one of the smoothest operators on the docks.
Is she in the local rogues gallery?
Yes, we've got a picture of her, sir.
Good. I'm sorry to do this to you, Sergeant, but I want the East London CID to take her picture. Yes?
Operations here, Inspector. She's been recognised.
She has?
Yes, sir. She was found...
Never mind. That girl knows too many sailors. We've got to work fast. She didn't kill to defend her virtue, but she killed him all right, and we've got to find out why. Hello, Miss Topping. I think you've met Sergeant Thompson.
What do you want?
What you took from Ernest Longley.
I mean, his wallet. He gave it to me.
But he didn't give you the more valuable item, did he? All right, Sergeant, take him in, search the flat.
No, he did. He gave it to me in the pub. What would I want with diamonds?
Nancy Topping, we're arresting you. Take her away, charge her, give her the usual warning. Go in. Hello, Mac.
I hear that you've caught the person who wielded the poker.
Yes. Seems that our American sailor was a little foolish. Whilst in his cups, he showed Miss Nancy a diamond that he was smuggling into the country. It's worth many thousands, intended for some fence in Hatton Garden. She had other ideas. She went round to the hotel that night. Had to be her. Luckily, we've got evidence to prove it. You see, when I first looked at the court... Well, listeners, as I promised at the beginning of this story, there were only 3 possible suspects. But what made Light-Fingered Nancy the only possible culprit? Not sure? Well, think around it, listen to the commercial, and I'll be back to tell you.
How can anyone make a peanut butter that's really different from any other peanut butter? It's not easy. But Yum Yum is a new kind of peanut butter. A peanut butter that's so smooth, it spreads easily. So creamy, it almost melts in your mouth. In fact, new Yum Yum is so different, we don't even call it peanut butter. We call it Yum Yum Super Creamy Spread. Yum Yum, the super creamy spread with a true peanut taste. Have you noticed how the sunflower always faces the sun? That's how the sunflower seed gets all its goodness, from the sun. Epic Pure Sunflower Seed Oil is made from nothing but the finest sunflower seeds to give you all the golden goodness of sunshine. So the next time you want golden goodness in a pure sunflower seed oil, before you say oil, say Epic.
Well, listeners, why did it have to be light-fingered Nancy? Now, if you remember, Mills said,
He gave me 12 and 6, all the coins he had.
We know that Longley's wallet was taken from him.
And I saw him hand over his wallet, you know. You give me your money just to prove you're going to turn up later.
We also know...
I shouldn't have done that. Thrown his case in the water like that.
Yet when we surveyed the scene of the crime, there was a shaving brush still caked with soap and traces of soap on the dead man's bearded chin. He couldn't have bought them himself when he went out again. We traced every possible shop. It was then that I realized that he must have asked Nancy to purchase some shaving cream on her way to the hotel. The moral of the story? Sailors, don't go on the spree with dockside ladies. They're inclined to give it too much of a bash. Good night.
Shell, Theatre of the Air.
Now, when you hear the Springbok gong, the time will be 9:30.
Enjoy brighter radio listening with Blaupunkt Radiogram's automatic pre-select tuning.
Kos is op die tafel.
The makers of Epic Pure Sunflower Oil, Purine and Pret Cooking Fat, Yum Yum Peanut Butter, Maple Margarine, and Niblets Cheese Twists present the Epic Casebook. In which Inspector Carr investigates.
Good evening. Regular listeners to the Epic Casebook of Crime will appreciate the important role played by the informer. Of course, nobody loves a man whose motives for supplying information stem not out of regard for law and justice, but are the purely mercenary ones expressed in rands and cents. Sometimes, of course, an informer will squeal on his friends and one-time associates in order to achieve immunity from the consequences of his crimes. Whatever the reasons, the very mention of these people's names leaves a very nasty taste in the mouth. That's why the London police call them narcs or squealers or grassers, all of them terms of utter contempt. But there is another kind of informer, the type of person who seeks neither financial gain nor protection from his own misdeeds. The man who will shop another out of revenge. He is the sort of individual one has to treat with considerable caution, since his information may be invented to create havoc in the life of someone he dislikes. That's why, when I first received a warning telephone call, I treated it with a certain amount of suspicion. But it led to a strange episode in my life in the murder squad, an episode which I've called Warning Anonymous.
Have you noticed how the
sunflower always faces the sun, that's how the sunflower seed gets all its goodness, from the sun. Epic Pure Sunflower Seed Oil is made from nothing but the finest sunflower seeds to give you all the golden goodness of sunshine. So the next time you want golden goodness in a pure sunflower seed oil, before you say oil, say Epic. How can anyone make a peanut butter that's really different from any other peanut butter? It's not easy. But Yum Yum is a new kind of peanut butter. A peanut butter that's so smooth, it spreads easily. So creamy, it almost melts in your mouth. In fact, new Yum Yum is so different, we don't even call it peanut butter. We call it Yum Yum Super Creamy Spread. Yum Yum, the super creamy spread with a true peanut taste.
The telephone call came through just as I was about to leave for home at approximately 5:30 one Friday afternoon. Carr speaking.
Ops here, sir. There's someone on the line. Says he wants to talk to you personally, sir. Says he's got a tip-off.
Tip-off? Well, that's not my department. Put him through to X-Branch.
Insists on speaking to you, sir. Says he knows you're the murder squad. Says it's a matter of life and death.
One of those, is he? Trying to trace the call, are you?
Oh, yes, sir.
Good. Well, I'll try and keep him talking. Put him through.
Right, sir. You're going through. Speak up, please.
Inspector Carr?
Yes? Well, what can I do for you?
Does the name of Gunner Kane mean anything to you?
Gunner Kane. Should it?
It was you that got him to life. 15 years ago it is.
Oh, Gunner Kane, of course. Well, what about him?
I just want to tell you he's out. He's going to kill the judge that sentenced him and the lawyer that double-crossed him.
Why do you want to tell me all this? Oh, is he going to kill me, too?
Ain't that enough? Oh, I see. You'll keep me talking. I'm speaking from a call box. I'm leaving now. Tell your blokes they needn't bother looking for fingerprints on this telephone. There won't be none. Goodbye.
Just a minute. He's hung up. Yes?
That call came from a telephone box in Leicester Square. Leicester Square station, sir. Car's on his way.
Radio them not to bother. He's rung off.
Right, sir.
There is something else you can do for me.
Yes, sir.
I want you to get me all you can on the Gunner Kane case.
Right, sir.
Some time ago, I was a sergeant at the time. He shot and killed a constable. I helped to get him convicted. Life. He was a lucky man.
Lucky, Inspector. Life, sir.
Very lucky. The government suspended capital punishment for a time. Well, now he's coming out of jail. All this is very interesting. Do you know what they called the case at the time, Ops?
No, sir.
Well, of course you don't. Why should you? It's a long time ago. They called it the case of the undiscovered loot. There was over £100,000 in £1 notes. No one knows what happened to him, including Gunner, if he was to be believed. I'd give anything to know who that informer was, telling me Gunner's out and he's about to kill the man who defended him. All a bit strange. Obviously, the undiscovered stolen money has something to do with the call. Carr speaking.
Ops here again, sir. You wanted Mr. Bailey. We've got him on the line, sir. Speak up, please.
Thank you. Mr. Bailey, my name's Carr, Inspector Carr. Do you remember me?
Oh, yes, of course. Haven't seen you in years. How are you, Inspector?
Fine. How are you?
I'm all right. There's a note in your voice. Shouldn't I be?
Remember Gunner Kane?
What? What do you say? What about Kane?
Came out of Parkhurst Jail this morning.
No. But he was up for life. It's a minimum of 20 years. He's not due out for another 5.
That's what I thought. As a result of a telephone call, I've been making inquiries. There was a riot in the jail. He saved the governor's life, got a 5-year remission. He's out all right.
So why wasn't I warned? Now, this is...
Why are you so worried, what? Mr. Bailey? You defended him, remember?
Have you forgotten? You presented the case for the police. Surely you must have read of the marriage.
Married?
Yes. I married his wife, Sheila.
Oh, you did you? How long ago was that?
It's over 13 years ago.
took me over an hour to trace you, Mr. Bailey. I see you're no longer practicing law.
No. I've been running this hotel for the last 10 years. And I shall have to demand police protection.
Why? Because you married his wife? She divorced him, didn't she?
You don't understand. I knew Gunner better than anybody. I defended him, didn't I? He's a killer. A vicious swine that'll stop at nothing. Come to think of it, Inspector Carr, you're the murder squad. Why have you contacted me? What's it all about?
Somebody phoned the yard to tell us that Gunner is out of jail and was about to live up to his nickname. He is gunning for you.
Now listen, Inspector. You've got to help me. Who was it that telephoned?
I don't know. Could have been Gunner himself. But if I were you, I wouldn't go out alone at night. Keep your windows locked. After all, he has got a motive for revenge. It could be two things. 100,000 smackers or a wife.
The car's outside, Inspector. I still don't know why you haven't pulled Gunner in.
No, because it isn't necessary. A man that kills a policeman doesn't just walk out of the prison gates, sniff the free air, and is allowed to go his own way. No, he's been tailed ever since the prison gates shut on him. He's been warned I'm coming to see him.
Oh, I suppose I should have baked you a cake, knowing that Sergeant Carr was paying me a visit.
Inspector now, Gunner. It's been a long time.
You talk about a long time. How long do you think it is in a jail?
If you think I feel sorry for you, think again. You shot and killed P.C. Ballantyne. You're a lucky man you're not in a wooden box.
So what do you want? Revenge? Because I shot a fellow policeman? I've done my time, ain't I?
Yeah, you've done your time. You served your punishment. But tell me you shed a lot of guts. Saved the governor's life. No black marks. Full remission of sentence, including an additional 5.
So what? But what are you really after? The 100,000? No one ever did find it, did they?
Quite true. There's a small matter of 100,000 quid unaccounted for.
So I heard in jail. Don't think that I was surprised when the flatty shadowed me all day. Now you come to see me. Oh, save your breath. I don't know where the money is. Except... Well, except that double-crossing Bailey. He stole my wife. How do I know he didn't take the loot?
So you don't know where the loot is?
Every few months, if it isn't a copper, it's an insurance bloke. I keep telling everyone I don't know. That's what was killing me, stuck in jail for all those years. For doing a job and then not getting a nickel out of it.
You were stuck in jail for killing a policeman.
Yes, I know. I'm lucky, I suppose, I didn't swing. Everybody keeps telling me that. Sure, I'm lucky. But I didn't mean to kill him, you know that.
Let's not go over that again. You shot a constable to evade arrest. That's murder.
Yes, I know. Well, I learnt my lesson, didn't I? They'll never get me inside again. I'm going straight.
What are you going to do to Bailey?
Why'd you ask that? Has he got the money? If he has, I'll kill him, so help me, I'll kill him.
That's what somebody told me you were going to do. Kill Bailey. Where were you at about 5:30 yesterday?
Now, come off it, Inspector. There was 2 flat feet standing right beside me when I had my first whiskey in the Holland Arms.
Why did you threaten to kill Bailey?
Did I? Oh, I suppose I might have done now and again inside. Wondering.
About what? Your wife or the 100,000?
Well, he can keep Sheila. Anyway, I couldn't blame her, knowing I was going inside for life. 15 years, a long time. Long enough to cool off any woman.
So it is the 100,000.
I don't know. But if he didn't take it, who did?
There were only the 2 of you involved in the robbery. You and young Stocky Swanson. He was killed.
And Bailey. He wasn't in on the snatch, but he talked to Stocky before the youngster died. If you're after the 100,000, it's no good coming to me. So am I. I don't know where it is, but I mean to find out.
At the moment, I'm not after anything in particular. I'd like to wrap up the case that started 15 years ago. But, Gunner, I'd rather prevent murder than punish the murderer. Get the idea?
Be your age, Carr. Do you think I want to go back inside?
Or swing? They brought capital punishment back, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Let's go over the day you did the snatch. You handled the 100,000, didn't you?
Yeah. Everything was going fine. If it hadn't been...
I know. If you say you haven't got the money, I don't think you have, who took it?
Well, you know how it was.
Look at it.
The Bow Industrial Township. Mile after mile of smoking factories.
Factories need wages, and we're carrying £100,000 worth. That's what gives us our job.
Well, half these factories wouldn't want the services of Stronghold Transport Limited.
We're due there in 10 minutes.
Only another mile to go.
What has happened? Right, you just stay where you are if you know what's good for you. All right, Stocky, take their keys. Come on, hurry.
My mate, what's happened with my mate?
He'll live. Now, don't move. You've only got a few scratches.
Here you are. I've got it.
Right. Let's get in the car and scram.
Hey, what's going on here?
Come on, start up the car. Get out of the way, you fool.
Your roadblock ahead. Look.
Through that farm gate.
There you are. Where is he, Gunner?
We're in some private wood. Here, stop the car.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to hide the swag. This car's hot. Look, we'll put the money there. We'll dig a hole by that tree. Now get back on the main road and then ditch the car.
Let's hope we don't forget where we put that 100,000 swaggers.
It's hot money for wage packets. Neither of us will go near that spot for 6 months. We'll grab it and skip the country. Me, Sheila, and you. Okay, kid?
Okay. Hey! Look in the mirror. He's been tailed.
Step on it, then.
I'll get as fast as I can. There's a cop car in front, too.
Get off the road, you fool. Get off the road. Jump the curb.
It does your heart good to bake a maple cake, then see them ask for more.
Feather light, fine textured and rich tasting. That's how your cakes will turn out every time you use maple margarine. Maple margarine is rich in flavor, rich in vitamins too.
It does your heart good to bake a maple cake, then see them ask for more.
Maple.
It's got lift. It's got lift. Purine pastry's got lift because purine is pure. Purine pastry is light, fluffy, and full of lift.
With Purine Pure Cooking Fat, you get the taste of your own good cooking.
You know what happened, Inspector Carr. Kid died in hospital and I went up for life.
Yes, I know. You after the judge?
But me? The judge? What for?
That's what we were tipped off.
I'll tell you straight, Inspector. There was only 3 people who knew where we hid the money. Stocky, me, and I told my wife, Sheila. When she got there, the money had gone, so she said. Then she marries the guy that's supposed to defend me. I'll tell you this, if I find that they took the money, I'll do them both. I swear it. I'm warning you now in advance.
I don't believe they did double-cross you. You know he was struck off the rolls about 2 years after you went inside. They run a second-rate hotel in Croydon. If they'd got the money, all they had to do was to skip the country and live in luxury for the rest of their lives.
Well, that's all very well. The way I hid that money, nobody could have found it accidentally.
Yet there is someone else. Who sent that mysterious phone call? That's what I'd like to know. My need for this knowledge became acute less than an hour after my talk with Gunner Kane. Yes?
Operations here, Inspector.
Oh, what is it this time?
Bailey, sir. Gunner Kane case. Found shot, bullet through his head. Gunner Kane's been picked up, sir.
You don't say. Where's he being held?
Croydon, sir.
Right. I'll be right over.
I didn't do it, Inspector. I swear I
Where's
didn't.
Mrs. Bailey?
I can tell you that, sir. As soon as she heard that the gunner was out, she panicked and went and stayed with her sister in Dublin. She's there now. Made a statement to the Dublin CID less than 10 minutes ago.
Oh, that clears her. What's the story? No, you speak first, Kane. How did you come to be picked up?
I've been framed. It's a dirty police trick. They still believe I got the money.
Cut all the nonsense. What happened?
Well, about an hour ago, I get a telephone call, see? Some geezer, he says to me,
Gunner Kane, I've been trying to trace you for a long time. You'll go along to Bailey tonight. You'll learn all about the 100,000 quid.
How do you know? Who are you?
Never you mind. You're not going to let him get away with it, are you? You don't want poor old Stucky Swanson to die for nothing, do you? Meningeal hemorrhage ain't a pleasant death, you know. He'd have wanted you
What are you saying? Who are you?
I'm saying that if you get to Bailey's house exactly 9 o'clock tonight, I'll see to it that you get your 100,000. See you later. 28 Park Road, Croydon.
Hello? Hello?
And so you went to 28 Park Road, Croydon, did you?
Yes, I did. It's only about 30 yards away from the hotel they managed. There's a light on in the porch. I goes through. Front door's open. Then I hears a shot. Well, I didn't know what to do for a moment. I mean, I rushes into the sitting room. No one there. Looks in the bedroom. There's Ernie Bailey with a bullet through his head. Gun on the floor. I was about to run out and a couple of digs nabbed me.
The doctor looked at the body?
Yes, sir. He'd been killed within a matter of minutes of arresting Kane. The gun had its number filed off. It was all right.
The sort of gun you use, eh, Gunner?
I must have been mad to fall for a telephone call. Look, I didn't do it, Inspector.
We've taken a quick powder test, Inspector, but it looks very much like the gunner's fingerprint on the gun.
Oh, I know. I kept telling them before you arrived. I picked the gun up. I was in a daze. Then I dropped it again.
You there? Were you tailing Kane?
Yes, sir. We saw him go into the house. We heard the pistol shot and rushed and arrested him.
Gunner, you killed a policeman, and I see no reason to go out of my way to protect you. They'll have to pull you in on circumstantial evidence. Maybe you'll be safer inside. We'll hold you for questioning. That means you'll have the usual privileges. When I find the killer, we'll set you free.
But, Inspector, you mean to say that...
I've said what I have to say. All right, take him away. Jackson, you come back to the yard with me. As the worthy Jackson and I drove in the police car, I kept dwelling on the anonymous call I'd received. But what about Gunner Kane's story? Could have made the whole thing up, of course. It could be. But all the factors suggested otherwise. Back at the yard, I used our vast and highly efficient machine to turn back the clock. I want you to take careful note of the dossier X branch is prepared for us.
Right, sir.
I want to know the hospital Stocky Swanson went to, who attended him, everything.
Very good, sir.
My compliments to Inspector Wilson. I want this to be made top priority operation.
Right, sir.
I want to be informed as soon as you get something definite, whether it's day or night.
It'll be done, sir.
Good, jump to it. The most exciting moments for a detective are when he knows instinctively that he's on the right trail. That from then on, it's a matter of patience, time, and success. Yes?
Operations here, Inspector. Got what you wanted, sir.
Good man.
We've got the admittance card when young Swanson was admitted to the Bow District General Hospital. He arrived at 12:20 p.m. and died at 2:30 a.m. the following morning. The people who attended him are Dr. Alfred Parsford and Nurse Margaret Nancy.
Yes, well, I'm retired now, but of course I remember it. It isn't often one gets mixed up in a highway robbery and murder case.
Was he conscious when you attended him?
No, he was not. No, I gave him some X14, that cerebral wound caused by the accident. He remained conscious or semi-conscious until he died the following morning. They telephoned to tell me he was dead about 2:30. The duty surgeon certified him dead.
The night orderly told me the patient was in a very bad way. By the time I got to him, he was practically gone. We had anticipated it, of course. It was only a question of time.
And so it went on and on. Not an easy task, trying to trace all those who were connected with the admittance of a young bandit, however remotely. Then came the search for the orderly, who was on duty at the hospital that fatal night. He was now a middle-aged man, living in the highly respectable town of Leamington Spa. As the police car sped through the lodge gates along the avenue of trees to come to a stop outside the type of dwelling known as a country gentleman's residence, I knew that my investigations were drawing to a close. Mr. Collins, you were at one time a hospital orderly at the Bow District General Hospital.
Yes. It's a long time ago. Why do you ask me?
Long time ago or not, you were the night orderly that called the duty surgeon to the dying Swanson.
Swanson? Who was he? I don't remember anyone called Swanson.
Come, Mr. Collins, one of the most dramatic hold-ups ever known in British criminal history. There you were by the bedside of this young bandit and you don't remember.
Oh, yes, I do remember something about it now.
That's better. Well, let me jog your memory a little further, Mr. Collins. As a male nurse, it was your duty to keep an hourly log as to the condition of the patient brought in on an emergency.
Oh, yes.
Well, I've got your log with me. It says 12:30 a.m., gave patient half a gram of X14 as prescribed. Patient delirious. Do you remember him being delirious, Mr. Collins?
Well, how can I? It's 15 years ago. If I write that on the hospital log report, then it was so.
I noticed that some 4 weeks after this occurrence, you resigned from the hospital.
Yeah, that's right.
Mr. Collins, we've been checking up on you pretty thoroughly, and despite your undoubted affluence, we can't trace your means of support.
I don't know what you're getting at. I'm one of the major shareholders in Leamington Engineering Works. I own all the land on the bluff. I don't know what you mean when you say you can't trace my means
I'm
of
sorry
support.
if I've not made myself clear. You were a penniless young hospital nurse, and yet you found it possible to give up your employment in great comfort. Why did you warn me that Kane might kill Bailey?
I don't know what you mean. Me warn you?
You said that now that Kane was out, he would go gunning for the judge and Bailey. Why? Why did you? Come on, don't stall. On the very day he left...
I didn't telephone anybody.
Who said anything about telephone? How did you know I was telephoned? But since I'm here, I'll do a bit of telephoning.
Number, please.
Inspector Carr here. I want to know whether anybody put through a trunk call on the 21st to Stepney 8654.
Very good, sir.
Phone it back here, will you?
Right, it won't take long.
Well, I did telephone London. I wanted to inquire about... I heard that this fellow Kane had... he come out of jail.
That was a very careless thing to do. Why should you be interested in Gunner Kane?
Well, he was involved, wasn't he?
Did you go up to London that day?
No.
Collins, you're a fool. The station master saw you. You caught the 3:45 p.m. to London. Up... Go. Don't move, Collins. Hello?
Inspector Carr? Yes, there was a telephone call from the number you're speaking at.
That's all I want to know. Where'd you get the gun from?
What gun?
The gun you shot Bailey with.
You're mad, I didn't.
Albert Collins, I arrest you on a charge of murdering Ernest Bailey.
I don't mind telling you, Inspector. I thought I was a goner. Bloke with my reputation with me fingerprint on a pistol and Bailey lying stiff at me feet.
You're lucky that Collins made one or two silly mistakes, such as mentioning a telephone call. When how would he have known how I was warned about you?
I believe he's pleading guilty.
What else could he do? You see, all those years ago, when we were looking for the stolen money, no one dreamt that the clue lay in a general hospital. Bailey used his brains. He knew that if his wife wasn't lying, someone else must have known about the £100,000, where it was hidden. But who could it be? The money was hidden on the spur of the moment, not many minutes before you and Swanson crashed the car. Well, you were shaken all right with compos mentis. Swanson caught his head on the steering wheel, badly hurt. Bailey worked it out that it must have been somebody at the hospital. He traced the orderly, began to blackmail him. Collins reasoned, if ever Bailey told you what happened to the money, the ex-hospital nurse's life would be a short one. That's why he hit on the scheme of getting rid of both of you by telephoning me that you were out and threatening Bailey's life, and then telephoning you so that you'd be near the scene of the crime when he shoots Bailey. He knew we'd have you tailed, and as soon as the shot was heard, my boys would rush in and arrest you. It's funny that I never thought of the hospital before. Would have saved Bailey's life.
What put you onto the orderly this time, Governor?
Oh, it's quite simple, really. You see... Well, listener, did you notice the clue that led me directly to the hospital orderly? Simple, really. Not sure. Listen to this, and then I'll be back to tell you.
Cose Sophie Tafel. How you hear the children yell when they hear the dinner bell.
Yes, indeed. And here's a maple menu that will have them sitting at the table before the bell rings. Appetite-teasing brinjals, deep-fried in wholesome maple margarine, a touch of garlic, nutmeg, rice, and tomato sauce, topped with crumbed Niblets cheese twists. The main dish, Bengal lamb curry and rice. And to finish, marshmallow pudding, an old-fashioned dessert that I'm sure will be a hot favorite with the whole family. To round off the meal, a cup of piping hot coffee. Delicious. If you'd like a free copy of this mouth-watering maple menu, just write to Maple Home Dinners, P.O. Box 89, Johannesburg. And remember, there's more to the flavor of good food cooked with maple margarine.
Well, what was the clue that led me to the hospital where Stocky Swanson was admitted so many years ago, and then to the killer of Bailey? Well, if you remember, the mysterious voice telephoning Kane in order to incriminate him in the murder he didn't commit said,
"Never you mind. You're not going to let him get away with it, are you? You don't want poor old Stocky Swanson to die for nothing, do you? Meningeal hemorrhage isn't a pleasant death, you know."
That was his undoing. He talks of young Swanson's injuries 15 years ago and uses a phrase like meningeal hemorrhage. It had to be somebody who not only was at the hospital at the time, but someone directly acquainted with medical terms. The moral of the story: never hide stolen loot in a hospital. It'll go to your head. Good night.